What's good, people? Whether it's an everybody at work, in between class, while you're working out, or sitting on your ass, I'm going to welcome you to the CharlieGtv Podcast. We have a great show lined up here for you today. It is April 28th, and it's been warming up a little bit. I got my short sleeves on. I got the hoodie with the Charlie G, you know what I mean? I'm feeling good out here. And we have a lovely show lined up here. If you're welcome everyone on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. You know I'm dropping clips and dropping episodes like every week, y'all. We talking about a lot today, man. We talking about how living situations affect your mental health. We're talking about maybe the things you might need before you get your first house. We're talking about maybe a little bit on the rap beef, a little bit on the Diddy. You know, Charles always has the headlines from around the world. But before I get into all of that, I have to introduce the lovely guest that we have on here for the podcast for the first time. She is a fly young world traveling beauty that specializes in finance and real estate. She's a trusted senior loan consultant with tons of knowledge to offer first future home buyers. I'm happy to present the Detroit native, Ranisha.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
How y'all doing?
Make sure y'all follow her. Make sure y'all follow her. Yeah. Make sure y'all follow her. Say what's up to her. You know what I mean? Go bother her. You know what I mean? But yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show and offering the listen to so much value with some of the knowledge you have to offer. Thank you and your perspective.
I'm just happy I can help.
So we always start every podcast with the watch this week. You know what I mean? So it's normally like a recommendation we recommend to people as far as like it could be a movie, it could be an anime, it could be a TV show, it could be a YouTube video, an Instagram, a Facebook reel, or it could be story time if something crazy happened this week that you want to relate to the people. So what came across your consciousness that you want to tell the people about this week? So show you watching. What you doing? You chilling?
I'm really chilling. I am chilling. I'm chilling hard. But I do have a good movie recommendation.
Give me.
It's called Where the Crawdads Sing on Netflix.
Where the what?
Crawdad Sings.
Where the Crawdad. Craw? That's interesting name. With a Craw.
Yep.
All right. Where the Crawdad Sings. Interesting.
Good movie.
It's a good movie. All
Great
right.
movie.
Go watch it on Netflix. I know you guys got Netflix, all right? That's like the
Netflix.
baseline. You got somebody's Netflix or you got Netflix, all right? You know what I mean? But yeah, go check out that movie. My watch this week is a real life event. You know what I'm saying? My watch this week has got to be the NFL draft, all right? I spent 2 damn days there for real. You know what I'm saying? I was there Thursday, and I was there, got a lot of interviews from the outside of the place, and I was there Friday. You know what I mean? And Friday I got a lot of interviews as well. But Friday I got to actually go inside the place. You know what I mean? So I was there in the thing that they had built. They built like this whole thing there, this whole like thing in the middle of the place.
Yeah, the stadium.
The stadium thing. They built like because some people thought it was going to be in the Ford Stadium or in one of the. They built like a whole new thing just for this. So I assume it's also going to be taken down after the draft is over. You know what I mean? But it was really cool. It was really cool and it was really big. It was really impressive.
It was. I seen it. Like I went inside yesterday because I came down here a couple days, but I didn't actually go inside yesterday. I did. And it was really nice. I'm like, what they created down there for the draft was absolutely amazing. They did a good job.
That's good. I'm glad you had a good time down there as well. You know what I mean? I had so many interviews, man. But I'm gonna just play. I'm gonna play a couple of the crazier ones real quick. You know what I mean? So y'all can get a little vibe of what's going on down there, especially this crazy guy down there. Let me see him. Get the audio. What you selling, boy? What you selling, boy?
Hey, I ain't selling nothing. I'm giving away gifts. And the gift is get right or get left. Detroit to Los Angeles. I'm David Mills. Michael Black's father, Chris Rock uncle, and Kevin Hart's cousin. And guess what? If you ain't got God, shot you on the move. I ain't selling nothing.
You funny. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you.
Hey, y'all, we out here in Detroit, 10 toes down. And if you're doing something illegal, you gonna get caught. The police gonna get you. Criminals gonna get you, and God gonna catch you.
They gonna catch
so
you.
Leave all the dumb N-word stuff alone. All you shenanigans, knock it off. They're going to get you. It's something called jail, and they put you in there to make money. Go look.
He really do look like Michael Blackson's father, though.
He do look like Michael Blackson's father and Kevin Hart's uncle. He look like both of them. This is the funny part. You know what I mean? It's the gap in the teeth that gives the Michael Blackson with how black he is too, and then his face sort of gives little Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? To a degree, I can see that. You know what I mean?
I was thinking of the hair actually.
And the hair too, the hair, and the build too. He's a little short, like the sort of build too. You know what I mean? He was a funny character guy. He really was. You know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, I had a couple other guys out there. You know what I mean? But he was the funniest. Then there was this guy. I pulled up on him because he was rolling weed. It was funny as hell. You know. Cincinnati in the house, all the way from over there. We got the people rolling up a blunt. I'm gonna come bother this nigga because he's rolling a blunt. Hey, I'm bothering you just because you're rolling up, man. Why you doing, man? You having a good night out here? Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna stop a man from having a good time, you know what I'm saying? I got one in my pocket, you already know, man.
already know.
How long you been out here, man, tonight?
Yeah, been out here for like a couple hours with gang. We just out here chilling, running.
No doubt, no doubt. Detroit native.
Yeah.
What side you east side or west side?
You know, west side, best side.
West side and best side, no doubt, man. I appreciate it, dog. I appreciate it, man. You have a good night, dog. That shit funny as hell, man. So homie's cool as hell, man. He's just chilling, rolling up weed. I just thought it was funny because when you rolling up, you know, you be trying to be low key. So I was like, nah, you ain't low key. I'll go ahead and put him on front street. now you on camera.
You on camera now?
Yeah. You thought you was low key. Now look. Now look. You all on Instagram. Yeah, I was rolling up in front of the center of Detroit. That was me. Oh, pardon the audio messing up, y'all. I don't know why that happened, y'all. I'm telling y'all, all these cords is Gucci. You know what I'm saying? This is a $200, but I guess it's not enough. So the one I'm buying is $700. I'm telling you, once I get it, this audio. A lot of these audio problems are gonna go bye. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have different camera angles, and then I'm gonna be able to go live too. I'm gonna start bringing my podcast live. Right now, it's not live; it's just being recorded. But at some point, it's gonna be live on YouTube, switching camera angles and all of that. I'm buying a device that does that too, that switches camera angles live for the live stream. So anyway, the watch this week was the draft, where we broke the record. 775,000 people is more than, I think the previous record was Nashville. I don't remember what day number was, but I know we did a lot more. You know what I mean? So shout out to Detroit.
I'm happy. It's gonna do a lot for the city. I mean, people from here don't really know how we get down, but I love Detroit. Love everything about it. So.
Yeah, coming from New York, I'm very happy that I ended up in Detroit. I really am, because I was mad about it at first, but now I see the opportunity, and I see that it's a good balance of job availability to cost of living. You know what I mean? I feel like the American dream is a little bit harder to achieve in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the American dream is a lot more alive in Detroit, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Just because of the ability to upward mobility. You know what I mean? I feel there's some resistance, but far less resistance than I think I would feel if I was in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, an event like that in New York, I was looking around at the crowd. There wasn't many other people doing street interviews for real. You know what I mean? There was like a couple other, like, you know, main, like Fox News, but there was like one spot. They weren't walking around like that. You know what I mean? There was like one other guy. You know what I mean? And his mic setup wasn't wireless, so he wasn't fucking with me. You heard? Yeah, his shit was looking all janky with my shit was looking real with the wireless. My shit was looking official out there. You heard me?
It's only the area for you to thrive.
Exactly. They say preparation means an opportunity. But anyway, moving on here. So I want the people to get to know you a little bit. So the question I have for you is, who were you in high school?
A nerd.
You was a nerd?
I was slightly a nerd. High school was good for me actually. So I transitioned a lot in high school. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I transitioned a lot in high school. So
transition as in like move different high schools?
Not like in that way. I think I got a good sense of people, like good people. And then I think my first year in high school, I kind of was like with the wrong crowd, and I knew it. And I was like, this ain't the type of stuff I'm on. Like, you know, people face struggles or they go whatever they go through, but we'll get up in the morning and they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna stop and smoke weed in the garage. I'm like, no, I like to be on school on time.
Yeah,
I like to be on time, and I'm the teacher's pet, and I like to get all the questions right. I'm like that. So I was like, I had to switch my friend group up, and I got heavy into church.
All right.
And I ended up joining the academy. So I went to Inkster High School, and we had dual enrollment where you could take college courses.
That's dope.
And graduate your associate's degree and things like that. So I was a little nerd.
So you was a nerd. You was going.
Just a little. I wasn't a hard nerd. I was a light nerd. Like, I academically and competitive. I'm very competitive academically.
That's good. That's very good. So, what made you want to go into this field?
Um,
Of what was your first job really? What was your
um,
first job?
hairstylist.
Hairstylist?
Doing hair. I started doing hair at the age of 12.
Doing hair to head. Was you doing like your own hair or your sister's hair or something?
No, so I grew up next to a family of 13, and they had all girls. No, not all girls. I still take that back. But their mom used to silk their hair out. Well, let me start. I got in trouble one summer and was on punishment for a month because I like rode my bike somewhere far that I wasn't supposed to. So I just took a mannequin head and I just did all type of braids on this mannequin head, and then I started doing their hair because their mom would silk it out on Sundays,
Uh,
and my aunt started paying me real money to do her hair. I'm like, why she paying me? But I was actually cold. I was out cold.
yeah, because you was
So
doing a
then
good
her
job.
friends started coming. Now I'm making real money doing hair for real at 12.
Wow.
Then my dad knew some people in the salon. I started working in the salon on Joy Road. He told me I couldn't go no more because I was opening and closing shop at 14. And he like, nah, you can't do that. Like these shops can rob. You can't stay here.
Yeah.
And then I end up finding
Because
another
people don't
salon.
like to work hard, bro. Why the fuck would you put that on a 14-year-old that you just hired there just because she did her job? Now she got to open and close. Like, come on, son.
I don't have to. I'm just that. Like I'm a morning person, so I'm gonna beat everybody
No, what
down.
I'm saying, this business was running before you got there.
Absolutely.
And the people that were doing that shouldn't have put that weight on a
We talking about
14-year-old.
hairstylists. We talking about black hairstylists at that. Like I hate to say it like that, but
I'm
we talking
saying
about.
black business, yo, sometimes in Detroit, yo. Come on.
And I know some great hairstylists too, but I'm telling you, like the game.
You
Yeah.
see, I don't want to say nothing, but part of some of that is reason why I feel so good in Detroit is because maybe because I'm Jamaican. I've always been a hard worker. I'm such a hard worker.
You're Jamaican.
Yeah.
I've been called a Jamaican.
That's funny. You've been called. That's funny.
I do a little bit of everything. That's
yeah.
why.
Oh yeah, you be having mad jobs and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, multi skilled, multi talented.
Yeah.
I respect it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I work my ass off. You know what I mean? And I do my best. And even sometimes I fall short. Sometimes I'm still behind. And sometimes mistakes still happen. And it's really because I'm just one guy doing it. But I've seen 2, 3, 4 examples of podcasts with 3 guys on it, 4 guys on it. Like this is all of their podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not running like my joint is running. You know what I mean? I'm just one guy on this. I'm just one guy. You know what I mean?
It's probably easier with just one person.
That's how I feel about it. I feel like it's harder. It's harder, but it's also easier. You know what I mean? And it's also it's hard to rely on people. But it's also where my weakness. My weakness is where I'm working on. I got one guy I fuck with. He helped me a lot with the camera work. My dude Escalo Smith. You know what I mean? He's one guy that I do lean on a little bit for certain things, just those live things, certain things because he's also a hard worker though. You know what I mean? But it's hard for me to. I feel like because I've had many people try to snake their way in here, like, "Ooh, let me invest, let me give you some money." Or once they see me doing all the work, but me, I just feel like they're looking for an opportunity to come be a part of it and slack. You know what I mean? Do the least amount of work possible, but get to write their name on it and show up. You know what I mean? So that's why I've been because we all see what happened in group projects. You know what I'm saying? They 4 people on the project, 2 people do the work, the other 2 just write their name on it. You know what I mean? And they all get the same score. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
You gotta know each other's strengths too. You gotta know what. Like I for sure got people who you only good for an investment, like money wise.
Yeah.
Creativity, anything else, you're not good. That's not your area.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works.
You're right. Some people if they're okay with playing their role and they're good at that role.
Oh no, you got contracts 51.49 every time.
she said fuck the contracts.
Yeah, because you gotta let people know. Like at the end of the day, somebody gotta make the final decision. So I don't believe in 50-50, 51-49.
Oh yeah, no, I'm always gonna have the control. It's the CharlieGtv Podcast, all right. You know what I mean? I put blood, sweat, and tears, and money, and all an investment into this, not to have it being taken over by some other Joe Schmo. Okay, but also reason why I let a lot of arguments go at work. You know what I mean? Like I don't fight. I know a lot of I let because in my head like I don't need to fight to be the boss here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need to. This is funding the dreams. I'm not gonna derail my plans over some emotional thing. I don't need to be needing to fight them like that. You know what I mean? But like, because I get to be a boss somewhere, right? I get to run the show at some point. But let me ask you this question here: how did becoming a mother affect
Perfect. My daughter's 10, so that's kind of a loaded question.
you? You know, but the black women just they age so gracefully. I tell you, you know what I mean. You can never fucking tell. You know what I mean? I would have never thought you had a daughter that was 10 years old. I would have I had a bet, and I would have never bet. That is not
I'm 32.
no
Um,
way.
32. A lot of people don't even believe me when I say I have a kid.
That's
Yeah, they don't.
crazy.
But I was young. I was 21, but I was a boss. That's when I mean, once a boss, always a boss. But
My mom had me at 22.
I was a 21-year-old boss,
Mm.
maid boss. I'm not saying it like that, but I managed uh, um a couple salons at the time, and I can't really like hide. Like I'm the oldest of like 9 of us, so I've always been motherly.
Wow.
So it didn't really affect me. I think like now that I'm older and I look at how our relationship dynamic is, uh, I probably the first few years was a provider. Like my parents did a lot of the work
Yeah,
because I was a provider.
he was
So
working.
yeah, I mean, but honestly, I enjoy the work. I enjoy getting out in the field. I'm not the woman that wants to sit at home. I like getting to the money.
Okay.
So that's just me. I mean, you got to be real with yourself. You know what I mean? Like you got to be real with yourself because
Yeah.
I feel like some people, uh, they probably look at me like crazy if I'm like, I like getting out in the field over being a mother. Like I put that over that, and I'm not saying that I do a great job at what I do. You know,
Yeah.
I do a great job at being a parent. I do a great job at being a mother. So I'm just being real with myself.
Yeah.
Financial stability is the most important thing to me over everything.
Yeah.
So I don't apologize for that. I tell myself on the back because I'm real about who I am and
Yeah.
I understand that about myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like changed me. I think it's made me I say more patient. Like
I do hear that sometimes. Yeah, patience.
I can't say that because I've managed black women. I've worked in management roles. So that's really what teaching your patience, like dealing with people who but
That's funny.
I don't know how it's changed me. I think it's definitely changes I can't even say that because I always moved like this. But
Does it change? Are you or do you think you're more invested in the future of America or society at all? You,
no, I am honored. You know what I say? I'm very honored that I'm raising the next generation of people that's coming up. Like I feel like I have great privilege. Like
but like I feel like if I like me, if I don't have any kids, but I fully plan on having kids. So the future of like America with all these wars and the stuff happening right now, like it bothers me. You know what I mean? Like because I feel like I don't know if my kid's gonna have the same chance at things that I did. Like it's AI, everything happening right now. The brain chips. By the time my kid gets here and grows up, I mean, at least your kid is 10. He has, she has a chance to learn the stuff and grow with it and capitalize on it instead of my kids don't get here. The car's gonna be flying.
that's what they said was gonna happen back then. I tend to not really. I don't think I really focused on
The
those things.
existential threats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's there, and the reality of it is right. Like, are those things going to stop me from parenting the way I parent or raising children? They're not. And the thing is, it's like I said we're gonna talk about this, but we survived COVID. That's not a small thing. That's a big thing.
yeah,
We survived COVID, and people are still adjusting from the side effects of it. So,
yeah,
um, having a having children who may experience a war or things like that. My hope is just that I've raised good people who can get through it and they understand how to get through it.
You hope you prepared them well, which is all a
Yeah.
parent can hope for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The world was always going to be a son of a bitch to deal with, but that's the whole point. You got to prepare them.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I feel you. I feel you on that. I respect that. You know what I mean? So uh, now I wanted to talk about different living situations because different living situations can affect your mental health. You know what I'm saying?
when I asked you about this and you said this, and I was just like, it's so interesting that you said that
What?
about different living situations can how it affects your mental health.
Yeah.
And I was in the midst of moving.
You was in the midst of moving. So all right. So I wanted to go over them. So the couple of them that I have are, I got living with parents, living with roommates, living alone, and living in an apartment versus living in a house.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I was gonna start with living with parents. That's where we all start off with, right?
Mhm.
We start off with living with parents. Living with parents isn't really a bad thing or doesn't really affect you. That depends on the parent, honestly, until you're 18, and now you know at some point that you're now living on borrowed time after after 18. You know what I mean? You are definitely in the in the just you know what I'm saying? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You really got to play your cards differently when you turn 18. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You got to work hard to be more of an asset. You know what I'm saying? What do you say? You don't know? What do you mean? You never
So I maybe at the age of 14, I stopped living with my parents.
really?
Yeah.
You said you had 9 siblings and you was making money at 12 or 13.
Well, I was making money. I started making real money when I got maybe 10th grade in high school. I was doing hair for real, and then I actually went and worked in a salon.
Did you braid
Well,
or just do like sewings and weaves?
I started off as a braider.
You probably shouldn't grab the mic, by the way. It's okay.
I started off as a braider.
Okay, braid.
Yep, just doing braids, and then I actually went and worked underneath a stylist. And then I went to one of those $50 weave shops. That was a big thing in Detroit,
Yeah.
Michigan, and Atlanta, I believe. And I learned how to do weaves. Well, I knew how to do some weaves. Some things you just know how to do, like you at home you practice.
Yeah.
But then like doing on real people. So then I started doing that, and then I went off to school, and I would come home like I was a hustler. Like I was in college. My last class was done by 9:15 on Thursday. I was back home at work. Sunday
That's
repeat.
crazy.
Yep.
Hang on one second. I respect you always being a hustler, very, very ambitious. You know what I mean? And that's something that the world needs to make space for. We need to allow women that want to do that to do that. You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like, they talk about women entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Like we kind of leading right now, so
I,
it's
w-
space for us.
I wouldn't go that far.
We leading right now.
I wouldn't go that far.
We leading right now.
The top 10 richest women are rich because of divorce, and the top 10 richest men built that bitch. That's all I got to
This
say.
what you meant when you say you're gonna piss me off.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The top 10. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just
They
saying.
built it on the back of what? On the back of
Sure.
They aren't. Listen, we ain't
Sure.
gonna go into
Sure.
it, but I'm one of them. I'm one of them people that be like, "Rutely, you took half. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for you."
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, what often happens to the man after that divorce? Like Jeff Bezos, his wife, I believe, is now the richest woman in the world after he divorcing him, who was one of the top 3 richest men in the world. But then after the divorce, Jeff Bezos made even more billions and continued. You know what I mean? Because he is the engine. He is the one. He's the guy. You know what I'm saying?
She learned a thing or two. Thankful.
She learned how to give away, start a foundation, and now big charity gives away the billions of dollars that she earned or gets gotten divorced. But to build another business, is she gonna build another business to like help humanity, or do like no, like she's gonna give away all the money? Because building a business, actually having ideas to actually push humanity forward in society, takes too much work. It's easier just to give away the money. But in that case, if you would like to give me some money, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, that'd be great because I have great plans for the world.
He don't even got your name, and he's asking for money. That's crazy. Don't put some respect on your name.
Nah.
Put some respect on your name.
I know. I didn't even. I've thought about it before. You know, one time I was in the car thinking about this money, and I was thinking in my head. I thought about it. You don't think I thought about it? I thought about it. I sat there. I dead ass. I'm gonna tell you this. It was said this. I don't think I ever said this on the podcast. So I was alone in my car, and I sat there and I said, you know what? It's fucked up that I got to work 2 jobs and work 70 hours a week and do all of this just to fund all of this. So I was like, I'm tired. My feet hurt. It is what it is. Whatever. I got to do it. But then I was like, some people start GoFundMe's. So what did I do? I downloaded GoFundMe, right? I downloaded the app. And before I started a GoFundMe, you scroll through the app, and bro, when you scroll through the app of GoFundMe, all you seeing is I lost my left arm. I'm a 12-year-old with cancer. I'm this, that. Like all you see is the worst shit ever. And you're like, and I'm gonna come ask for money for fucking what? All right, all right. I was like, all right, all right. Let me leave GoFundMe alone. Let me leave the money that is given to the people that are apparently just all right, all right. I didn't start a GoFundMe. Then I was like, all right, what about Kickstarter? Kickstarter is a sort of a business, right? Let me go on Kickstarter. All right. So then I went on Kickstarter. And once again, before I started the Kickstarter, I'm scrolling through, I'm scrolling through. You know what I mean? And these people are trying to invent the craziest shit, man. They ask you to fund like some like some devices that don't even exist yet. You know what I mean? Some imaginative. I give them all credit. I love the ideas. You know what I mean? But I just don't feel like in the marketplace of the things that are being funded in Kickstarter that just asking someone to fund the podcast is gonna be like competitive in that market. So I'm like, man, I'm not trying to invent some brand new phone floating thing that hovers next to you or some shit. Like I'm not inventing a phone case that flies. Like some people trying to a phone case that flies. Imagine that. I don't know why you would want that, but
I mean,
I'm just saying, people inventing
somebody
weird,
about it.
people inventing weird stuff on Kickstarter. Like, yeah, I'll do $20 to see if you can make a phone case fly. Let's see how that works out. Let's see if it's gonna track you and fly next to you and do what exactly? What is the?
Somebody gonna take it and it's gonna lift off. They're gonna be like, all right, that's a good concept, but let's turn it into your phone finding you when
Yeah.
it's lost or something,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
might be
know.
a good
But
idea. Imagine if you had that flew to you, knew that you was too far from it, and said, "Let me fly to this nigga because he getting too far away." Wow, did I just create something? Now they're gonna take the Shark Tank. Give listen, pay us. Let us spearhead. We came up with this on the spot together. Let's do it. All right, phone case that flies to you when you're about to lose it. That should exist. That would be great. That's even better than Apple Tag that told me where I left it 5 blocks. It would have been better if that shit could have just flew to
okay.
me, hit me in the hip when I was about to lose it in the first place. That was good. That was real good. You know what I mean? What you call it? So living with parents. All right. So you said you was out at 14.
Yeah.
That also begs the question: were you out at 14 because you were just able to be out at 14, or because you felt the need to be out at 14?
Ooh, so it's crazy. I'm sorry to say this, but like I really do not talk about this stuff often because I don't. You know how some people be like, "Dang, these things really messed me up." They didn't mess me up; they made me better. But we just didn't have anywhere to live at the time, so I went and lived with a cousin for a little while. Uh, I lived with a cousin for a little while, and then she ended up like going to stay at a shelter. She made me come stay with her for a little while, and we did that for a little while. Stayed in some hotels. Growing up was different.
Yeah.
But did that for a little while, and then at some point, I went to stay back with my mom. She got a house. I went to go stay back with her, and then I ended up in master paying myself at
Okay.
16.
Yeah.
Um, I did that because I love my parents. I don't ever want to say nothing ill about them, but I master paid myself at 16.
Yeah, because you wanted a more stable situation.
Yeah.
And you felt more capable of creating that on your own.
Yes and no. I ended up staying with someone who could, you know, have guardianship over me, so I can have things that I need, the resources that I needed at that age. So,
makes
but
sense.
once I had my daughter, I moved my parents in with me, and
That's crazy.
yeah, isn't it? Like
You've lived a very different life. You've
Yeah.
lived a very very
yeah.
different life. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of independence though. That's a lot of independence. That's a lot of
You
lot
grow
of
up fast. You
yeah.
grow up fast when you got that many siblings to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And
So you was the oldest?
I'm the second oldest,
Second
but
oldest.
my brother is in my immediate household. So
Okay.
like I got all these siblings, but they're not my mom, all my moms, they're
Okay.
my dads, but we're all extremely close, and
That makes
I love
sense.
that for us. Like
Yeah.
I also grew up with all boys, so I grew up with
Wow.
6 brothers. I have little sisters; they're half my age.
Yeah.
So I grew up with all boys.
Yeah.
I grew up with 6 brothers, so
Wow.
my dynamic is very different. But yeah, I moved them back in, and then like now it'd be like it's like you said moving. It's a reason why I got out of that space at that age.
Yeah.
And like those things are circling back and reminding me like this is not a place for you to be.
Yeah.
And I only did that, like moved them in because I
Some
was the
childcare.
oldest. Not even childcare because I could have put her in daycare and paid for it.
Yeah.
I had it. But I wanted my siblings to be in a comfortable space where they could have their own beds. You know, like growing up, they didn't have these things, you know?
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that they can have their own space to be themselves, to be their own person. So I moved them in. I told my mom just find a house. I pay whatever it is, make sure everybody comfortable, check it out.
Yeah.
Everybody can be good. And now it's like all over. It's like, okay, you gotta get out this space. My daughter's older. And as far as like parenting, like everybody's parenting style is different.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit more accelerated and I understand that. Well, how I do things. So
Accelerated? Well, what do you mean? Like you're more
that's
of
the respectful way to put it. When I say accelerate, just how you do things. Like for me, child rearing isn't just letting like okay, I'm gonna give an example. I remember my mom one day telling me like, "Oh, they'll be 18 soon, and I don't have to worry about it." I said, "That's your best solution you have for children who are not cooperative.
Yeah.
Like parenting don't stop. Like they turn 18 and don't stop. You still gotta parent
You're
these.
still responsible for the, or try to prepare them
Yeah,
better, but understand that their temperament is not conducive to someone that is successful in life. You need to learn to be more orderly and have more decorum. You know what I mean? To be able to navigate in different scenarios and different environments. You know what I mean? To reach success.
yeah." So she kind of said that about my brothers, and I was just like, "That's not a solution.
Yeah.
Ain't a solution. Like you
No.
still gotta be their parent after they 18. Like, and that don't necessarily mean that they leaving at 18. So
Yeah.
what are you really gonna
Unless
do?"
you're just dooming them to being homeless if
I
they're not
challenge my parents
fully
every
ready
day.
to you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You challenge them.
Hell yeah.
You see that I'm Jamaican. Let me tell you something about Jamaican. Jamaicans are more of that traditional mindset in that
Mhm.
way, where like a youthful. What you need more drink?
I probably do.
Yeah, yeah. What you call it? The youth addressing the elder like that,
Mhm.
like um wouldn't even, regardless of their lack of,
Uh-huh.
regardless of how many times you can lay out poor decision making
Mhm.
and be like, you did this was crazy, you did this was crazy, you did this was crazy, and even after that, you still did this was crazy, this was crazy. Like me, I've been only alive like about turning 30 this year. I got mad examples of mad elders in my family doing mad missed opportunities, misjudgments, poor decisions. You know what I mean? And the
Mhm.
thing is, I have no right to lay out any of this shit to them according to Jamaican philosophy, right? So, which is the reason why a lot of the
According to
times,
Black philosophy.
yeah, a lot of the times I don't talk to them a lot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just because I don't want to be like fake in that way, or be like not be able to be my full self. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is sort of what was required to deal with some elders. You know what I mean? In certain ways. You know what I mean? And it's just not a psychologically attractive environment. You know
One or
what I mean?
one or two things that's gonna happen when you say something that's uncomfortable. Either people gonna hear you or they not. You're gonna get the solution you want or the answer you don't. It's either gonna be what you want it to be or not to be. And as long as ain't nobody whooping my ass, I don't care.
Yeah. And at the end of the
I don't care
day,
how I trickle down.
yeah, I know. Anyway, ain't nobody beating my ass. I do
And I
20
hate to
push-ups.
say it like that because that's really what I like how I approach situations. It's just like, okay, am I gonna die behind what
Yeah.
I'm about to say?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be uncomfortable.
That's what I don't get about another person in my family. Because, like, the thing is, why do you not say what is on your mind if you have no, if there's no, like, they're not gonna come kill you. Like you said, they're not financially powered over you in any way. You know what I mean? You could provide for yourself. So why not? Because to me, the funny thing is that, like, it's funny when you want to give it back to them, right? bad. So it's funny when you give it back to them, right? Because I believe it. Like
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother taught me that correction is love.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that correction might not be always what you want to hear.
Yeah.
But if someone loves you and they're invested in your future and they see you doing actions that are detrimental and self destructive, then them correcting you is them loving you, even though it's uncomfortable, right?
Right.
But then I still feel in some way I'm not allowed to offer that love to my elders, allowed to offer that love to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you not see how this
Because
is
they always right, and you can't say nothing to them. You
exactly,
can't correct them.
exactly. You know what I mean? So really, I just focus my energy towards my success, and I get more and more money. Because I've also heard, rumor has it, when you have more money, people listen to you a little bit more. You know what I mean? So
I mean, just be real. Like, be real. Like, you want to hear, little Joe Blow from the corner that's been out here hustling people for money and
Yeah.
listen to his advice, or you want to hear Jeff Bezos
Exactly.
advice about how he got to that bag?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, but it's all gonna come down to how you value people, how you see people, how you value people. Because for me, I'm selective where I get advice from, and it's not even for everything. Like parenting, I talk to certain people like, hey, I like the way they parent. I like how they did these things. Let me go to them. I know that they got good information, good advice that they can give me.
Yeah.
Oh, this person know how to get to the bag, or this person has touched the bag, or this person has wisdom. And let me go to them and talk to them. Let me have a conversation with them. So I'm kind of selective with who I talk to and who I get advice from.
I've had people ask me for advice about like motivation to a degree. Like I had a friend that he never he was making money too, but he never worked two jobs. He was asking me about how I work, how I do it all. You know what I mean? And how I do it all. And I told him, I don't think he was listening to me, but I told him with the right why you can get through anyhow. You know what I mean? With the right why you can get through anyhow. So I was like, it can't just be about you. If you're doing this and all you're thinking about is you, then I mean, at least the way I do it, I work too hard, so my body hurts. If it's about me, I would stop. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I would go sleep more. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
would if it's purely about me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But it's not just about me. My why is bigger than me. You know what I mean? So because of that, how I feel doesn't necessarily take paramount. The mission takes paramount. Completing the mission, doing what I can do, pushing towards the mission takes paramount. You know what I mean? More than my necessarily human needs at the moment. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
I be like not eating. Sometimes I need to eat real quick. I just need to keep going. The mission got it. The mission is first. You know what I mean? So, um, but that's not easy to do, and that's easier said than done. And I know I'm kind of retarded. I don't know. I just the thing is though is that men get suicidal about where they are in life. They get suicidal about I got no house, I got no car, I'm a bitch ass nigga, or I got no fly shit, no bitches want to fuck with me, or I'm a bum nigga dishwasher here. They get mad. But my thing is this: why don't you kill yourself trying to solve the problem? Like me, that's why I work so hard. It's like, well, you can't stop me from working. You can't stop me from making more money. You can't stop me from investing in myself and buying more businesses and bringing business models and services. You can't stop me. So all I gotta do is focus and work my ass off, and eventually it's gonna get there. You know what I mean? Because you can't stop me from working hard. But it's like, why do you rather? I don't know. I don't understand. Like men in particular, I talk to them because I don't know. I hold them to a higher standard. I'm like, listen, like how could you sit down and watch shows when you broke? It don't make no sense to me. But they looking at me like I'm crazy because I don't watch TV much. I don't got time to watch TV.
I think. I mean, nothing fits
Everybody. I
Yeah,
understand.
nothing fits everybody. So it's like,
But it's like, why are you so mad at being broke then? Like, how mad at you at being broke?
are
Like,
they really mad at being broke?
they complain about it every day. They be like, oh, I got to come in here, or I got no money there. This, that. Like, are you really mad at being broke? Because you're also were telling me about this TV show or something that you watch that I ain't have time to watch. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
lane for broke people.
Something, huh?
It's a lane for broke people.
Just,
That's their lane.
you talking to me about some fight, some this fighter and that fighter. Nigga have time to keep up with fighters' careers and different things, different matches.
Did you tell him?
It sounds great, huh?
Hey, you spent a lot of your time doing that. You should
Yeah,
get paid for that.
yeah, yeah.
I say something like that, like, hey, you should get paid for that. You should figure out how you can get paid for
If I'm
that.
watching something just to make content off of it, I'm learning from a millionaire. I'm learning new skills. I'm researching stuff. I'm not. If I'm watching a show or a movie, I'm chilling with a female. I'll be honest with you. When I'm watching movies, I go out to the movies with a shorty. I'm chilling with a shorty watching the movie or show. Me alone, nobody else around, watching TV right now, can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that.
Oh man,
I can't bring myself to do
I
that.
can't even believe that I can't watch TV by myself. Like, that's crazy.
What, you?
That's the only time I watch TV.
For real? You don't watch TV like that either?
Um,
That's crazy.
so
That's
I
crazy.
really don't mean when I sit down, I'm asleep. Like when I sit down,
Yeah.
it's time to go to bed. But I keep it with a lot of stuff because I got my favorite. I'm a what is that? A serial. Like I repetitively watch the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. I don't.
So you got favorites.
Yeah, I watch Grey's Anatomy over and over and over again.
Okay.
But it's so many seasons.
Yeah.
And, you know, shout out to Shonda Rhimes, black woman. You know, great
Yeah.
writer. I watch the same stuff over and over
I
again.
respect that.
So for me, I mean, honestly, people like when I'm wondering about people is that people are people. However that you get, if that makes you happy, that's how you want to do it. That's fine. It's not nobody. I don't want to sit around somebody that watch TV all day.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. Like you watching TV all day. I done been around family members and they'll turn something on that I'll be like, I don't even know it. Like it could be a reality show and I'll be like, yeah, I don't watch stuff like this. But they like to watch it, so it's fine.
mean,
and these are successful people. So
that's true. It's true. Some
So.
people, but I can't do it. I mean, or if I do watch it, a lot of times I'm watching, I even try to learn from that. I'm like, look at the cinematography. I'm looking at because I have a production company, so I'm looking at the camera angles they got. I'm looking at the cinematography. You know what I mean? I'm wondering how do they do this? How do they pull this off? Did they have to pay for this permit for this area? Was like I'm thinking about the budget. How much would it cost me to recreate the same shot I'm looking at? I'm looking at the actors. I'm looking at the wardrobe. I'm looking at the performance of the actors. How good could I perform that role? Are they overdoing it? He cursing too much. I'm looking at this. Like I'm watching it from a production standpoint. You know what I mean? I'm like learning when I watch. Whenever I do watch, because one time I sat down with somebody and they was watching BMF, and I was like, okay. She was like, I want to watch BMF, but you don't watch it. And I'm like, put it on. You can put it on. I'll watch it. And I was watching it. And that's what I was thinking the whole time watching. I was examining the scenes, watching the camera work, seeing the production of it, thinking of the actors. I was thinking of it from so I was looking at it like a workshop. I was just examining it because hey, this is a show people like to watch. Look how they created it. Look at the shots. Look at the shots they use. Look at the. So I was learning while watching. You know what I mean? So when I do watch shows, because every time I watch something these days, it might be like rumors on the latest Apple thing, or it might be like this AI thing that came out, or it might be like some new device, or maybe it's something in the news that came out. Because I do British headlines, like this podcast keeps me a lot more aware of the world than I want to be. If I did not have to make a podcast every week that had British news headlines, which gives me, I got to do headlines from around the world, at least like 4 of them. You know what I mean? And also, sometimes I get guests on, like this is your first time on here, right? So I could get into you and interview you, right? But the next time, if you ever come on here again, which hopefully you do,
I'll be back.
yeah, thank you. We'll be talking about more current events or more fun stuff. In which case, I'll have to go to the no jumper, the shade rooms, the this that to find the topics that happen and the stuff. And so I have to be plugged in by my job. But that's the excuse I use is that like, hey, at least I'm using this stuff here to create content to build up my stuff here. You know what I mean? So, but I agree. A lot of it is a waste of time. It's a distraction. You know what I mean? A lot of it. That's what it's there for. It's there to distraction.
I mean, even with that, like it's a distraction for the people that's supposed to be distracted. Like it's a shared planet. Everybody, it's a lane for literally everybody and everything. People that's supposed to be over there, people that ain't. It's good and bad. I talk about 10-year-old kid this all the time. Like it's good and bad with everything you do. It's how you use it.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
It's up to you. Like you gonna get in trouble for using it the wrong way, or you gonna use it for what it's for. So I just think it's a lot of good and bad behind it. I'm a focus on the good.
That's true. That's smart. That's smart. Yeah, I can't get mad at that at all. So I don't imagine you've ever had to deal with this, but have you ever lived with roommates?
I have had a roommate before.
You have had a roommate before.
Yes.
What's that like?
It was okay. Like it wasn't bad. It was okay.
Were you guys friends before you became roommates?
Yeah. I feel like I had to parent somebody. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to nobody, but
somebody's always cleaner than the other person.
It ain't about cleanliness. It's just like you gotta be a parent. So we live together, work together. So I'm the boss at work.
Wait. You said a roommate. You talk about a boyfriend.
No. Oh, no.
Oh no. I thought you said you live together, were together. I thought you said
live together, work.
together.
Work
together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Live together, work together. Okay.
it's kind of one of those things where it's just like
Oh, okay. So you was picking them up from work, dropping them to work. You know what I
her,
mean? Her.
taking her to work, and then like you start seeing them slack. Like, okay, it's just like, well, you could have got up on time if you went to bed at a decent time. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I was young, like I said, I was young then too. So it's like I'm top manager running a multi-million-dollar salon,
Yeah.
and it's required. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, no matter how I feel, 30 people gonna be outside tomorrow to get their hair done, get their hair done.
Yeah.
So I gotta show up no matter what.
Yeah.
And I just had that dog mentality. So being around people who, you know, can do just as much as I can,
But don't.
And I
Does it
mean,
get to
and I
you?
don't
Does it
understand.
get to
It
you?
don't get to me because it's like people are people at the end of the day, and that you don't never know what they battling or what they going through as a boss, as a
Yeah.
manager, as
They have their
somebody.
reasons, I'm
I
sure.
don't care why. I don't care why because I just need to know are you gonna be here or not, and how I gotta show up. So back then it was like I'm picking up whatever you don't do. Like I'm filling in those
Yeah.
these spots because I don't got this person. So the challenge was to get people who I could retain and
That were
good
reliable.
people and reliable. And you know, you just grow.
Show up to work. I understand that a lot. I understand that. One of the like they I got to shout out, man. Shout out all the all I ain't gonna say it. All the people that all the motivational dudes that I should watch. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of y'all. The most PC of y'all's Valuetainment, PVD. Shout out you. You know what I mean? You's like my top leading um entrepreneur because a lot of times you go through things and you're not sure if it's a part of the game or if it's like a weird thing. You know what I mean? But function over feelings. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it's like a thing in the entrepreneurial world. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You have to. And I can tell you understand that by the way you attack it because I hear people talk sometimes. You know what I mean? And it'd be like, "Well, I felt this way, or this happened, or this that," and I'm like, "So how bad do you want it? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
how much do you? You know what I mean? Because that's what got me tight. That's what got me tight when I remember when I first started CharlieGtv. It was after I broke my neck, whatever. Um, I talked to this guy, and so I started in 2021. I graduated high school 2012. So at that point, it's 9, 10 years. I haven't been trying to be a rapper or a podcaster or a YouTuber, any of that. You know what I mean? I have just been working. You know what I mean? Like I haven't been doing nothing like that. I haven't been trying nothing. But he's been trying to be a rapper. He's been trying to do his thing. You know what I mean? And has been he's had some good waves, but it's been mostly largely unsuccessful, and has felt the need to redirect his energies towards a more traditional path to success, more working. You know what I mean? So when I told him I was starting in 2021, he was like, "Yo, the game is rigged. There's no way this can happen. You know, there's no way." You know what I mean? Like he was like very unreceptive to the idea of even. Like I was struggling. He's like, "You felt like it was a waste of time." You know what I
To
mean?
do a podcast?
Yeah, to like I think I was rapping in a rap podcasting at the time. You know what I mean? I still rap. You know, because I love rapping. It's just part of what I do. But
I love rap too.
yeah, but they never. But anyway, but my thing is, I never let that discourage me because I was always like, when I look at the work that I've put in, and since 2021 till now, and I look at the work that they put in from 2012 or 2010 all the way until fucking 2020, like 10 years. So y'all got 10 years of a catalog worth, at least 10 years worth of time. I've only had 3 years, coming up on 3 years. In July, will be 3 years since I started this. My catalog in 3 years is for sure wiping the floor with people that have been at it for 10 years. And I'm like, one Jamaican is outworking y'all whole group, and y'all was a group of 5, 7
Where you from?
dudes.
Jamaica, Queens?
Listen, I don't know what y'all mean, you understand? But me and my family are all from Jamaica, you understand? Like real Jamaica, you understand? And
I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Not with the accent. Hold on. Oh man.
That's correct, baby girl, because you don't know who I shall chat to for real. For
No,
real.
I got somebody I know. He's like always taking little jabs at like America. Like, I love you, Americans. It's like, you from Jamaica, Queen. Stop playing with me.
Listen, I'm from Jamaica for real, and I've been to Jamaica several times. My baby picture's in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So
I'm from America.
you know what I mean?
North.
I was born in
Americana.
Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn.
There we go. Here we go, y'all.
Wow.
Here we go.
Wow.
No. I'm talking junk, but I think it's a beautiful thing when people can really trace their roots back to where they come
But
from.
like my
Like,
dad right now lives in Jamaica. My grandfather right now lives in Jamaica.
okay,
I got land in Jamaica right now because of my lineage. I can go to Jamaica and huh?
I'm an American. I can't trace my roots.
I feel you.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you. That's America. That's real Black American. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But because without that, you don't get the birth of hip hop. See, without them cutting off, the becomes a cultural vacuum. It's like, all right, we don't have all this African culture to tap into. So that's when your jazz, the blues, and hip hop and rock. That's where all of that came from because they took away our culture. But we were always rhythmic people. We were always expressive people. So we were always going to birth a new version. So there's no. That's why I say America is the only place for Black people. Because if you go to Europe and you bump into someone that looks like us, and you go, "Where you from?" They're African. They're Jamaican. They're from.
They know.
They're not Black. America got the only place for Black people. Where you actually, where they're from, they're Black people.
Black ain't a real demographic, as they say.
Yeah. But Black America is different. It's different. It's a different thing. You know what I mean? So, but
Nationality.
but really though, it's Jamaica. Jamaica is really just like because Jamaica's an island. Like who the fuck is from an island? How could you be from an island, dog? Be real. It's an island. You know what that means?
Barbados.
Like you're not from an island. Like no, humans didn't start there. You obviously are from a bigger body of land that found that island long ago and then humanized it. You understand? So
Where are we all from?
Yeah, Africa. That's what I'm
Right.
getting at. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm a Jamaican, yeah, for a little bit. That's where the boat stopped. The boat
Hit the
came from
accent
where?
again.
You know what I mean? You understand? Jamaican, you understand? Man's
I'm
really
about to work on my
the
accent.
slow one.
Like Drake.
Yeah, man. You have to be able to chat different ways. You understand? You know. We will do them things there. But look, so you dealt with the roommate thing. So living alone.
I've never lived alone.
I've never lived alone. It's something I'm about to do right now. I'm about to get an apartment like in a month or two. I'm about to get one like quick fast.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
So I mean, I have a 10-year-old, so I'll never be alone until she's
Oh yeah, I understand.
done. But as far, I think I might be too scary to live alone.
You really? You think so?
So I stayed in my apartment. My roommate moved out after I had my daughter. I was still there, and I think everybody had left. And I was at home by myself, and I'm a little afraid yet. I guess I'm a little scared, but I have been watching. What is that? ID Investigation TV.
You
Whatever
live
that
in
is.
Michigan, so I don't know why you'd be scary.
I mean, even if you got a gun, like you got to take time to get to it. Like I ain't just around the house walking around with it. But
Just keep it in between.
but yeah, I don't think I want to live alone. I don't think that's something that I would want to do.
No,
I don't think I want to live alone. I mean, with me and my kid, of course, but
it bothers me living alone. People have told me things that make me not want to live alone. But
I think that I would actually soar though because I'm used to. So even with me living at home, like I had the upstairs done up. It was just me, so
Yeah.
I was on the floor by myself.
That's like me right
on
now.
my
in
own
the attic.
bathroom. So yeah, everybody was there, but I was secluded. So
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah, me too.
So
Yeah, I like that.
I've been in places where I was a flight attendant for a while too. So I'm kind
He's a
of
flight attendant.
used to being in my room
You
by
don't live
myself.
like you like them beer commercials. You know what I mean? It's like he's lived in there. He's I don't always drink Dos Equis, but when I do, like he's the most. It's like we use a flight attendants. You've been flying around. I got that good the intro. I didn't know how well I did the intro, but I did it very well. You are traveling.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a hairstylist, flight attendant, now loan officer.
Yeah. You got some Jamaican in you.
I'm cracking up.
You don't know it, but you got some Jamaican.
I probably do.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. You know what I'm saying? So living in an apartment versus living in houses. Now, I kind of grew up. When I gotta think about it, like I guess I grew up mostly in apartments, but I have lived in a house. Like when I was in Queens, because I only ever lived in Brooklyn, Queens, and then Detroit. So my time in Far Rockaway, Queens. Shout out Far Rock. Y'all know who it is. You know what I mean? And Queens out there. We was in a house in Queens. You know what I mean? So we were able to barbecue in the backyard. We had a driveway. You know what I mean? Which is still hard. You could have a house in New York and not have a driveway. We had a driveway, which is hard to do in New York. Now everyone got a driveway. You know what I'm talking about out there. So we had a driveway, a garage. We could grill in the backyard when we was in Queens. You know what I'm saying? And that was my first like living in a house vibe. You know what I mean? And living in a house versus living in an apartment. Living in a house is way better. You know what I mean? But as an adult, having to pay for everything, I still think living in a house is way better. You know what I mean? Just because you're gonna go through a lot of the trouble, but you gonna get to at least you get to own it at the end of the day. You're going through trouble for you, as opposed to like temporary trouble. You know what I mean? So I plan to buy a house next year. You know what I mean? So you know a bit about finances. So I'm gonna tell you what I did, right? You know what I mean? And I don't got no problem saying what I did. Listen, I'm a hardworking man, right? People talk about this selling drugs, right? So let me tell you what I did. So in October, it'll be 3 years me working for the company, my day job. And I took out a 401k loan because I had been putting money in there the whole time. So right now, I'm taking out about $5,000 and I'm putting it majorly all into the podcast for real. But I'm going to pay it off. And this time next year, it's going to be sitting right back there again. And except instead of 5,000, I'm going to be able to take out like about seven, probably about seven roughly. Um, and I planned that my next 401k loan I was going to use for a down payment for my first house. You know what I mean? Along with maybe my tax return from that year. So as far as like getting your first house, you know what I mean? How hard is it to get a mortgage?
It's not hard. I mean, it's challenging. It's not hard. You just gotta have a qualifying credit score. Most companies, like just being transparent. I'm gonna talk about my company. So I've had people come to the door with 490 credit scores,
Okay,
and
490.
yeah, but you have companies that will give mortgages to people with 500 credit scores. So it's out there. You probably gonna pay a stupid interest rate, but
Yeah,
the thing is that um,
interest rate in general is high right now, from what I hear,
they are high. But
compared to 3 years
let's
ago.
be real. They ain't as high as they've been.
Yeah,
They've been higher. We've seen 13.
yeah.
We've seen 14. So when people say it's like it doesn't matter. Like even if interest rates come down right now, you're not gonna have a house. The inventory is just so slim. So we use this little saying where we say, date the rate, marry the house, because you ain't gotta stand. Nobody stays in a 30-year mortgage. Very few people stay in a 30-year mortgage. If you stay in a 30-year mortgage, you just an asshole.
So my numbers are better now, right? But at the time, I called the place 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
My credit score at the time was 636.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually worse now, but it's gonna get better real quick. Let's say it's basically the same. I told them at the time, this is way better. It's literally almost twice as much now. Whatever. I told them 36,000 or something like that I'm making a year. It was Rocket Mortgage. So credit score 636, 37,000 a year. I called the loan broker at Rocket Mortgage and I said, how much would you give me?
Mm-hmm.
He told me 100,000. And I said, okay, that sounds good, but what does 100,000 really mean? As in, what is my mortgage payment going to be on $100,000 if I take $100,000 and I go buy a house? He told me like 750 something, 760 something was my mortgage
Mm-hmm.
on $100,000 house. Now, at the exact time when I told him that, I had just moved out of a 1 bedroom apartment up in 18 Mile of Van Dyke that I was paying $750 a month for a 1 bedroom apartment. So if you're telling me $100,000 house is 750 something, 60 something, and a 1 bedroom apartment is 750 something, 60 something a month, then to me, it's an easy choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you choose the house? Why would you choose the apartment? You know what I mean? So but I didn't do it at the time because the down payment, I think he wanted me like 5% or something like that on the house, or something like maybe a little more or something.
Yeah, it depends on what type of loan you're going with. 3.5 to 5%. Sound about right. 3 to
Yeah,
5%.
yeah. So I didn't pull the trigger at the time. But today's rates are different. Today's rates are different. I don't know. I think it might be worse. I think it might be worse.
They higher, but when you're talking about just purchasing like a new home, like you got options where you can do buy downs or you can do. So right now, I work at New American Funding, and we have this really amazing program where we're offering like a 5-year protection plan, where basically people can refinance their home. Rates are going to come down. It's an election year.
Yeah.
They're going to come down. You want to be in a position. People gonna take advantage of that. People gonna like, oh, interest rates. I'm gonna refinance my house. That because I think people get so stuck on like. I was just talking to somebody.
Now it's for a 15-year mortgage, by the way. 15-year
A
mortgage.
15-year mortgage. So I was just talking to someone, and I was telling them like, I just want to make sure I can afford the payment. I said, well, my system is designed to make sure that you can afford the payment. It's not going to include all your other obligations that are not legally binding, but
Yeah.
I'll factor in those things
Yeah.
to make sure that you can afford them. And let's just get you the house.
Yeah.
I'm going to refinance you down the line. I'm
Yeah.
going to call you like, hey, rates drop. I'm a good loan officer. I'm going to call you, hey, rates drop. Let's get you in this lower rate.
Yeah.
Let's lock you in. So don't be stuck on the fear of the unknown. Just get the information so that you know rates are what they are. They're high right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the house that you want ain't gonna be there. It don't matter.
Exactly.
It's not gonna be there.
So
And
like,
if it is, if the rates do come down, guess what? Like the price, like the houses did, they gonna go back up in cost.
exactly.
They gonna go high, so it don't matter.
Exactly. Either way, you got to shoot your shot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
If you want to own a home,
which I definitely do. I definitely do. Listen, my grandfather right now owns his house in Jamaica. My father right now, he has a house in Jamaica. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? My grandmother right now owns a house in Brooklyn where she lives right now in Fort Greene. My
Mhm.
mother right now in Detroit owns a house in Boston Edison. You know what I mean? My
Great area.
family is some house owning motherfuckers. All right, so it's always been in my. You trying to get the heart? You trying to get the heart when to go? I don't know if it would. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it would. Because it's he doing the thumb shit, and I hate when it do it. I want to beat it up. I don't know how to turn it off. You killing me. You know what I'm saying? You funny. But what you call it? Yeah. So my family owns houses. Is what they. It's like,
Mhm.
and I've always respected that. You know what I mean? And I always wanted that for myself.
Mhm.
And I'm definitely gonna do it in Detroit. 100% chance. It's just that one of the things he did ask me on the loan over. So two things he asked me, which I'm working on. So one, the credit score. I got to get my credit score a little bit higher. You know what I mean? Everything off. I paid off a couple things on my credit. All I got to really worry about is one credit card, which I'm going to pay off when I get this 401k loan. I'm going to pay some of that to that. I'm going to pay it all off, right? So is that the other thing he told me was like, there's the reason why I'm getting an apartment because having an apartment, from what I hear, and having that renter's history before getting a mortgage will like help you in some way. Is that not true? Like if they look at you like if you like, let's say you living with your parents and you might be paying your parents whatever for mortgage, but there's no like on the books like record of that payment. You know what I'm saying? Like so are they gonna look at you like you're unable to you have no proof of being able to withstand this amount
They
of money?
don't care. They're just trying to check and make sure you have you.
Stable.
So you got to look at residence history. Like I need 2 years of residence history, right? I'm not looking to see if you paid anything there. I'm trying to make sure that you ain't lying about. I'm trying to make sure you're not committing mortgage fraud.
Committed what?
Mortgage
fraud?
fraud.
Oh.
Yeah.
As in like already have a mortgage where you live at and then trying to get a first home buyers again or something. Like
I
what?
mean, that's one thing that people do, but even just that, people will come through and say that it's somebody else and
Uh-huh.
lie. Y'all gotta think like what happened during was that 2008 when the market
Yeah.
crashed and all that stuff, and people were selling fake properties that didn't exist and stuff like that. It's a lot
Wow.
of dark stuff that went on during that time. Like fake, you got an appraiser that's lying, you got a seller that's lying, you got a real estate agent that's lying, and you selling fake properties or people buying properties and lying about they done did this to like I bought $100,000 house and I'm talking about I did this and the next I bought it for $100,000. I done flipped it. And talking about it's $250,000. I didn't put 150 into it. I'm lying.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of things in play to stop stuff like that. But as far as like your residence history, it's just to make sure that you are, we know we can track where you've been. 'Cause, I mean, at the end of the day, they want to come get their mortgage payments. At the end of the day, they gotta know where you.
The other thing is this. So the other thing, the other reason why I keep making it happen at my day job and at my second job now at this point, because right at this point I've been holding down two jobs for a year straight.
Mhm.
But my day job in October will be 3 years, and my second job at the restaurant has only been a year. You know what I mean? But I've been thinking that having steady employment history, you know what I mean? Not
That matters.
you know what I mean that matters. You know what I mean? That matters a lot. And how do they look at like two job income versus like one job income? Like
You just have to have. You can use both. You just have to have a full 2 year history.
a full 2 year history?
Yeah, to use both. So like your second job, if you only been at a year, you probably won't be able to use it.
So they need 2 years from both to use both.
Yeah.
There you go, Carl. You're staying at your fucking second job. There you go, buddy.
use
Keep
the
grinding
income.
it out. Keep grinding it out. That's why you got to keep going, buddy. Because in order you need to. That's good to know. That's very good information.
I
didn't
mean,
know.
you got other programs that you can use, but you got other programs that are available to you.
But it's a
But
different. It's a big difference. Like 2 jobs versus 1 job, big difference.
Yeah.
Not a big difference, but a
we in
big difference.
2024, you need 2 jobs.
That's what I'm
At this
saying.
point, you gotta work
That's
2
what I'm
jobs.
saying. So I'm really glad that I kept my second job as long as I did, and I'm glad I'm a day one there. I've been working since the day the place opened. You know what I mean? And
What, mad nice, right?
yeah. I've been working there the day the place open, so there's no before Mad Nights before. I'm a day one there, and I know there's only a couple of us left. There's only so many people have went to different restaurants and different and have
Really?
been fired. Yeah, there's only a couple. There's only maybe like I feel like if I said 10, 10 might be a high number, but let's say there's just 10 day ones left. Like been there since the day it opened. You know what I mean? Only like maybe like 10 of us left. You know what I mean? Even in management people have left out. There's only like 3 people in management that's been there since day one. The head, no, 4 people. I give. Oh, if you want to count the other chefs, they're chefs. All right, I give them like 6, 7. That's when most of the people that are still there. Most of the head people. You know what I mean? But at any rate, not a lot of day ones. You know what I'm saying? And I've been progressing there too. I'm working on fry station. I'm helping with the pastries now. You know what I mean? So I'm learning different skills there. You know what I mean? But that's dope. That's dope. But what you call it? Man, all right, Renton's history. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. So, rat beef. I just want to ask you this first. Let me see. All right, rat beef. What you call it? There's been a whole bunch of rat beef lately happening between J. Cole coming in,
Good music.
J. Cole coming back into Rick Ross. Then we had Drake coming with the Draco airing niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about overall? Have you heard the tracks? What tracks have you heard? Oh, not to mention
Everybody's but Drake.
not to mention Chris Brown coming in Quavo, which was crazy. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Yeah, you had to hear that. So
I
how you
heard
feel
it.
about the beef?
I feel like what's the tweet that was going around talking about something? Rap beef was fun, but we might need to get Minister Farrakhan to squash this one between Quavo and Chris.
Yeah.
Cause Chris always with the shits a little bit. Like he always on that type of time. But like let's go to Kendrick. Kendrick always say stuff. If you a real fan, you know that he's always saying something. He's always talking crap in his music. As far as like being on a metro beat with other people and saying it, it's like, okay. But it was good. It was still good. And it's like, and it was lyrical. And I was like, I can't know rap is okay, rap. They making you rap. He making you rap, put some real bars in. And then I even like Cole. Like,
Did you hear J. Cole's 7-minute drill? This shit. Did you hear it? Did you hear J. Cole?
Did I not hear it? Like, yes, I heard it. What'd he say? I'm the one doing the clenching. Stop playing with my boy Cole. Yes.
Listen. So, all right, all right. So who won? All right. So I probably hear Rick Ross. You ain't hear Drake's?
I didn't hear Drake. I didn't listen to Drake.
Why? You don't like Drake?
I don't dislike him.
Come on,
but
you
I'm
on
just,
Team Light Skin? That's supposed to be your.
But honestly, so look, I'm a light skinned woman, right? I have a dark skinned personality. I truly believe that to my core, to my soul. I don't know. I don't hang with any women that are. I'm not saying this disrespectful to anybody because I think we are beautiful, but all the women I hang around are dark skinned women, dark skinned, beautiful women. I think I got a dark skinned personality. I also grew up with 6 boys, so I'm not really, like, like I'm bougie. I'm light skinned. No. I don't even get it, do I?
No.
So no. Yeah. But Drake, I mean, he's just a bad bitch. What I feel like Kendrick dropped the bar.
That's an insult for Drake.
It's not a he's a bad bitch.
Drake too feminine and to take the compliment of bad bitch lightly. Because really
exactly. But Kendrick dropped the ball when he didn't add that little Megan bar on that song. Like niggas cooking up.
Yeah.
Niggas cooking up. If he would have added that bar where Megan was like and posting to every nigga hood like a bad bitch, if he would have added that shit, would have been sweet. It would have made the song so much better. Kendrick, I'm just telling you, would have made it so much better if you would have did that part. But the song was sweet. I like the song. I enjoyed it. The beat was hard.
Shout out. I feel like J. Cole, even though people want to get mad at J. Cole for apologizing and trying to back out, J. Cole the only one that's not trying to get into the beef. Everyone else is just driving headfirst into the beef.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, what I said before, J. Cole backing out of the beef is like Mike Tyson saying, "All right, you got it. I won't fight you." Like, yeah, Mike Tyson backing out of the fight, but that don't mean he ain't Mike Tyson. Like, listen, J. Cole with his lyricism and how he wordplay, how he did on that one track that he deleted that 7-minute drill. Let me tell you something. They can't fuck with J. Cole's penmanship. They cannot fuck with. They cannot.
And he was relaxed on the delivery. Like, he was chill. Like, man, I hate to have to do this because you my nigga. That's what he said. Loki, I hate to have to do this because I fuck with you for real. But
I got it off a bar undercover. Just see, crazy thing is that I don't even want the prestige. Like they used to be killing this
fuck
shit.
the Grammys. They ain't never, them crackers ain't never did shit to me like your mama, like your mama. Yeah,
I'm just saying he was killing.
I'm sick that the song gone, but you play both of them, like, and don't act like we listening to both.
Exactly.
People y'all listening to both. I like Kendrick. I like Cole. I listen to Cole a lot more than I listen to Kendrick. But I mean, it was just good. It wasn't even for me. It ain't even real beef. It's just like, it was just entertaining. But
which I heard rumors that someone tried to. He ain't say who, but a rapper tried to call the baby, and said that asked him like, oh, you want to like beef? You know what I'm saying? Like fake beef. You know what I mean?
I did think I seen that.
And the baby was like, nah, I ain't going for that. You know what I mean?
Why? Who want to fake beef with the baby? The baby is with the shits too.
That's what I'm saying.
He want to get with the shits too. Like,
yeah,
when do
you
he
want to beef with him and running into him at the Walmart? Like,
what's that song? You must don't know about me. You must, like, the baby be with it. So
I'm telling you.
Why you want to beef with him?
That shit funny as hell.
Yeah,
I definitely would not.
Corn, but
yeah.
I don't like niggas that don't. I don't like niggas that be disrespect women.
Who you feel like the baby disrespects women?
For sure,
he does.
Absolutely.
See,
yeah.
I don't.
I feel like it'd be a lot of allowances for men that disrespect women, and they make passes. Like, I don't like whole shit.
I talked to a woman about disrespecting women one time, and it was a former stripper, and I was talking to her, and I was trying to deal with her, and now what I explained to her was this.
Deal?
Nah. like I was just talking to her. Anyway, the point is this, right? I'm a respectful guy, and she was appreciating how I treat my man, how I do things. You know what I mean? But I was explaining to her that the reason why she has to deal with that with other guys is because guys that see not directly. I say directly because you might pay for a date, you might pay for this, you might pay for that, but I've never directly paid for pussy. You know what I mean? So to me, when you directly pay for pussy or you directly buy it, you know what I mean? I feel like the men that do that like to disrespect women. The men that do that then feel that they can do whatever they want to said women because they purchased the pussy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So as much as I don't plan to like buy the pussy, I also don't. That's also why I'm not like trying to disrespect you, OD. And you surprised dealing with me, but it's suppose you dealing with men that treat women like a like an item. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like my car, I pay for her. I like she's like a watch that I have, with a high maintenance bill. You know what I mean? She's like a car that I have with a high maintenance bill.
Now you see why I like into my own bag.
Yeah.
See, you see,
you know
but I mean, I think that might be stripper culture.
I'm just saying they have to deal with more disrespectful men. I feel like I've never even been to, honestly, not that I'll never go, but I've never been to a strip club yet.
Why not? I mean, I don't go to strip clubs either, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with them. Like, it just ain't me. It ain't for me. Like, I don't want I don't want nobody grinding on me. I don't want and they aggressive.
Anyway, I want people grinding on. That's why I went to parties though, right? Get dirty wine, slow wine. Anyway, what I'm saying is that
Jamaican, so
right. You already know. But what you call it?
I also grew up with 6 boys. I ain't grinding on nobody. I'm in there diddy bopping with the niggas. Like, let's go. Like, yeah, like I'm not.
Anyway, what you call it? But nah. See, strippers always scared me as a demographic of women because women use their sexuality and their womanness and their ability to be a woman in your life to a degree to get you to marry them or to get you to resources out of you, right? And women, huh? Yeah, but what you call it? Strippers are the most. They have the best ability to weaponize their sexuality against men. Whereas learning the man, learning what he likes, learning how to manipulate him psychologically into getting him to want to spend on you, to get him to want to. So to me, I'm like, my body count or my dealing with women isn't high enough that I'm confident in my ability to resist that manipulation in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Men fool themselves and they lose all their money in strip clubs. I've heard mad stories before. That's why I heard that the OG told me this: when you go to a strip club, take the money out and leave your debit card at home. He said,
Yeah.
leave all your cards at home.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling them is, why? Why you want women to leave all my cards at home? Because you came with one plan, but then Shorty started making moves on you.
Just be real
Shorty
though.
was real
It
bad.
ain't even just that
Shorty
at the
knew how to
strip
make, and
club.
now you was, now you was, now
It
you
ain't
was,
even just the
now
strip
you was
club though
giving
that you
it
doing that.
love.
Like it ain't even just the strip club. So I got that. I got 6 brothers. I also got really good male friends. Like my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I go out with them often. Like I go out with them. I'm
Yeah.
typically always the only girl, you
Yeah.
know. So I think that like if you got it, you gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just about having discipline. A lot of people don't have discipline. So even when I sit here and I'm like, it's all about the caliber of people you're dealing with. Because if you know that's your flaw, what are you doing to work on it? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
where's the real work being done? Like if my flaw is women and I can't, you know what I'm saying? I know I can't say no or I can't like
I'm getting better at it. I'm getting
yeah.
better at it. You know what I mean? But like, that's like when I used to like, for example, like when I moved out here, I was in a 6 year relationship, 6, 7 year relationship. When you pause, yeah, I got you. Yeah, y'all. Sorry, man. Had to take a quick intermission. Quick intermission. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all already know. What did I have in here? Liquor. Jesus Christ, that drink is fucking strong. I had to trace that a little bit. But yeah, as far as the rat beef, bottom line is I, huh?
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining. I say J. Cole won, even though he, because I heard all their bars, I heard all their rapping. J. Cole was the only one. So J. Cole had the best bars, and Chris Brown had the most malicious content. So J. Cole had the best bars, and Chris Brown was the most dangerous.
I can agree with that.
You can agree with that.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I'm not saying nobody won though. I'm not saying.
If it's between Quavo and Chris Brown, Chris
Chris
Brown
Brown
definitely
won.
got way more smoke. I heard the little shit that Quavo came back with.
It wasn't trash though. Like when
It was good.
everybody is saying it's trash, it wasn't.
It just wasn't enough. That's what it is.
It didn't. It couldn't do one. Let's be real. No disrespect to Chris Brown. I wouldn't even respond to him.
You wouldn't have responded to Chris Brown?
No, like.
Nah, you should have. Nah, Chris Brown.
I mean, look how many years it's been.
That's Chris Breezy.
But it was just so unwarranted. It's like, come on, Chris.
Oh, so you feel like he came out of nowhere just because it was beef
yeah,
time?
It came out of nowhere, and it's like, I mean, I don't really know, but it did seem like it just came out of nowhere. And even though it's entertaining, it's just like he was very disrespectful.
He was.
Like, it was very disrespectful. And
the shit he said about would take off with him.
Yeah, it's just
some
like,
of the lines. So I said Chris Brown was the most dangerous.
Yeah, and it's like
of all the rappers,
no one's talking about how that was disrespectful, especially with somebody especially knowing that they're still mourning him.
Exactly.
It was tasteless.
Yeah, that's why I say it's the most dangerous because of all the rappers, of all the beefs, of all the bars I heard, I ain't heard nothing that might make a nigga want to get active. You know what I mean? But the way Chris Brown came at Quavo might make a nigga want to get active. You know, in the wrong way. No, I mean make certain calls he shouldn't be making.
I would have been on my way.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the way Chris Brown was acting might have made a nigga want to make some calls that he ain't making a long time.
You ain't really reading. I mean, I'm sorry to say like that. He have some very addict like traits. He's not a person that I would.
Chris Brown is on drugs. Let's not make no question about it. Chris Brown been taking some drugs. We don't know what they are. Been probably coke, some pills, something. We know the Chris Breezy we started with, hey yo, and then the one we got now, they be drifting red and the shreds. It's two different Chris Browns, okay?
I can agree with that.
2 different Chris Browns, right? You know what I mean? So Chris Brown is like, but anyway, yeah. I ain't talking that much shit, you know what I mean? Because I always said I didn't take. So I'm transparent though because I don't want people looking up to me and being like, "Oh, I want to be like Charlie G. I want to do what Charlie G." And then Charlie G not telling you everything. Then you can't really do what I do, right? So, but I've only done this a couple times. I've been pushing. I only did this only 5 times. But I plan to do it more when I get a subscription to this shit. I'm gonna do it more, but 5 times I've taken Adderall.
Okay. I thought about taking Adderall before.
I've only ever taken
I
it.
never did.
I've
but I
only
thought
ever
about it.
done weed, liquor, and mushrooms. That's the only things I've ever done.
Okay, I've
You know
done
what I
none
mean?
of those. I've done alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol. You never smoked weed?
I tried to smoke before.
All right, so it's not for you. All right, fair enough. You ever tried mushrooms?
No, I think no disrespect to people that try shrooms, too close to crack for me.
What? Nah, no, your perception is totally wrong.
Well, so somebody else was talking to me about it, and they was just saying like, they really had a hard start with me about it. They was just like, my stance on it, and they kind of changed the way I think about it. I'm like, it's cool. I had a
To
one
crack
time.
mushrooms.
Okay,
to crack.
that's just me because I'm a little ignorant to
I'm open to hearing.
drugs.
I'm open to hearing.
I'm a
it.
little
Let me
ignorant
hear it.
to
Let me hear it.
little ignorant to the drug
I've
life.
never
So I
heard that.
just I call everything crack. That's just me. But no, I had a friend that was just like, for my birthday, you want to try acid?
Nah, acid and mushrooms are two different things.
I feel like it's all the same. But when they said it to me, I was like, "Bitch, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm black.
Yeah.
I don't do that type of stuff."
Yeah.
So when people talk about
I've
shrooms and
never
stuff,
done
now it's
acid.
just like I don't understand. I'm not educated. I lack the
All right.
knowledge on it to really.
Here's what I'll tell you. Why I've never done acid, but I've done shrooms. I can make all the same arguments for weed. I mean, for mushrooms that I can for weed.
I feel like I understand that.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
weed is just a natural plant. It just grows like that.
Mhm.
And it just so happens if you consume it, X happens.
Mhm.
Mushrooms, it's just a natural plant.
Mhm.
It just grow like that.
Cocaine just grow
It
like
just
that
so
too.
no. Because coca leaves in their natural form. You could chew on coca leaves and you get a little bit of it, but it's not you won't get none of the health benefit problems in the
Okay.
coca. But mushrooms, I've only ever taken the natural. When I took mushrooms, it wasn't in the candy bar. It
Okay.
wasn't in the pill. It was a dehydrated looking mushroom.
Okay.
I could tell it was a physical mushroom.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it just like I said, it's a plant. It just so happens that if you consume it, X happens.
Mhm.
You know, just like weed. Weed is a plant, just a plant.
Mhm.
So the same way how you need to smoke like 5 pounds in 2 hours of weed to like overdose, like it's really hard to overdose on weed. That's why it's pretty much never happened on medical record.
Mhm.
Same thing with mushrooms. You need to eat like pounds of mushrooms to overdose on mushrooms.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you're not gonna overdose.
Mhm.
It's a natural substance that just fucking hate you, bro. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I talk with my hands. Give me a break, all right? All right.
I think we all
So
talk with
yeah,
our
right. It's a natural substance. You're not gonna overdose on it, and it just has a. So my thing about mushrooms is that the marketing on mushrooms is terrible.
Okay.
Meaning that before I took it, what I thought of mushrooms is the same thing I think of acid. Like it's just hallucinogen. It's just pretty colors. It's
Mhm.
just
Psychedelic.
it's like an escape from reality. All the movies be like if, like music starts playing, do. You just seeing mad funny shit.
So what
It's
does it
just
do?
someone zoned out or whatever, right? And if it was just that, then I wouldn't have taken it repeatedly. I would have taken it maybe one time and never came
And
back
left it
again.
alone.
You know what I mean? Because I'm a productive guy. I'm a highly psychological, intellectual guy, and the idea that's why lean never appealed to me. I'm gonna just be slow and
That's for sure
just
crack. I don't care what you say.
like
That's crack.
lean never appealed.
That's crack.
Lean is heroin in a cup. You know what I mean? Like
Crack.
I've never lean never has appealed to me. I don't want to be slower. I don't want to. That doesn't appeal to me. But what mushrooms actually is, let me tell you why I'm trying to buy some more mushrooms now.
Recipes, juice WRLD.
It's been 2-3 months since I need to buy more mushrooms. If I would take
I need to buy more
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
I would take mushrooms every 2 months, like a fucking medicine.
Really?
Yeah, because let me tell you something. Mushrooms are like therapy in a pill. I'm like in a plant.
We not?
Not like mushrooms. It's different. Let me tell you
Okay.
why. Because, in my opinion, a bad trip is when you have things that happened in your past or you have things that you did that you're trying to run away from. Those people like lean. Those people like alcohol. Those people like it stops you from thinking. W- Mushrooms is not an escape drug. You're
Okay.
not going to take mushrooms and only see pretty colors and escape into some fantasy world. That's not what happens on mushrooms.
Okay.
Mushrooms bring your reality to your what they offer, in my opinion, is the ultimate perspective, the ultimate 2020, the ultimate like the reason why I want mushrooms right now is because I've been working so hard and I feel like the universe has been fighting me for so long these months that like I'm struggling. I've had times when I'm alone and I'm mad at God. You know what I mean? I'm mad at like why I gotta work so hard for this? Why this shit not working here? Why? And mushrooms, one of the things that mushrooms help you do is they help you forgive yourself. But they when I took mushrooms, one of the first time I took mushrooms, I was breaking up with my girl. But the second time, whatever, I was like, mushrooms allow you to be like, listen, bro, you're not the best human in the world. You're not the worst human in the world. You're just another human on earth trying to figure it out. You are doing the best you can. And it gave me more gratitude. Like, listen, your body works, your eyes work, your nose works, your ears work. You don't have that many physical pains. You are psychologically, for the most part, intact. You have a lot to be grateful for. My ambition robs me of a lot of joy because there's a lot of people that could be just at this level and be like, oh, I'm like, I got 135,000 views last month. I got 300,000, almost 400,000 views this year so far. Some people might be like that and be like, oh, I made it or I'm good or something, or I'm like, I feel uh, so much to improve, more money to invest, way more work to put in. Like, whatever joy people think I feel, oh, street interviews, this and that, all I'm seeing is what I did wrong, not holding the mic close enough, not doing this, not doing enough. All I'm seeing is where I need to progress to the next step. So my ambition and how hard I push robs me of being able that whole stop and smell the roses moments.
Mm-hmm.
But mushrooms allow me to really take
Mm-hmm.
count your blessings. Like take a second, think about where you are, think about where you've been, think about how your body feels, how your soul feels, how your
And
relationships are.
mushrooms do that for you?
Mushrooms really, really. That's why
Interesting.
it gives me like I call it doing mental laundry. That's what I call it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because you got a lot of stuff that backs up. You throw it on the back burner in my head. You just keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing. And like for me, it's hard to relax. These days, it's hard to relax. Like I'll drink and I'll be distracted for a little while, or I'll like smoke weed. I'll be high, but like the mission is always on mine. It's hard for me to really just relax for a second. Stop thinking about what you didn't do, what you need to do. Just take a second and really think about where you are in life and your level of progression.
So you
And
think in
be
order for you to
grateful. Be
relax, you
grateful.
codependent on shrooms to
For
do that for you?
not relaxation, more gratefulness. Because
Okay.
I could relax outside of shrooms. I could smoke some weed and relax for enough.
Okay.
I could drink and relax enough.
Mm.
But gratefulness, true gratefulness, truly being grateful for where you are in life, being grateful for how far you come. True satisfaction. That because to me, gratefulness is what allows you to give praise to God.
Okay.
Because if you feel like you have to struggle for every inch of where you are, if you don't feel anything helping you, if you don't feel gratitude, all you see is the war and the fight for survival, then you're not gonna give a lot of gratitude to God. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I haven't taken mushrooms in a bit, and I've been fighting for every little bit. I'm problem solving every day. There's always a problem. There's always this isn't good enough. There's always something, and I'm lacking. I feel like at this point, I'm lacking gratitude. Every Friday it helps because Fridays I do Freestyle Friday, and one of the things I do every Freestyle Friday,
Freestyle Friday.
yeah,
Who's your favorite person on Freestyle Friday?
huh?
Who was your favorite?
Oh, back in the day, BET.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta be Blind Fury. Blind Fury did his thing.
Literally was gonna say Blind Fury.
Gotta be
My
Blind.
God, yes.
Gotta be Blind Fury.
Yeah.
Who else?
Okay,
He's the
I
goat.
agree.
He's the goat. You
All
know what
right,
I mean? He's the goat.
go ahead.
You know what I mean? What you call it? I do Freestyle Friday every Friday since I started the brand in July 16th,
Okay.
2021 was a Friday. Ever since that Friday, I've done Freestyle Friday, a live show. I'm on Freestyle Friday number 140 something right now. You know what I mean? So I enjoy freestyle. One of the things I do every Freestyle Friday is I thank God for another week. I thank God
Shout
that
out
He
to
let
God.
me live another week.
Shout
You know
out
what
to
I mean?
God.
Because
Shout out to Allah.
especially with the wars going on,
Shout
I
out
could
to
have
Mary.
died. I could have been something that I could have had a car crash. Something could have happened, but I lived another week. I have another chance to prove I'm worthy of the life that I want to live. Another week to put in that work. Another week to chase my dreams. Another week to be me. So every week I do Freestyle Friday and I rap. I talk about whatever I'm going through, and I do give praise to Him in my raps and in my rhetoric because I am grateful for another week of life. I am grateful because at the end of the day, without life, what hope could I have for my future? There's no future without life, and I'm allowed to live. What thumb are you seeing?
I don't know.
What thumb are you seeing? I don't know, but anyway, I gotta get over track. I'm gonna go back on another thing. Well, all I'm saying is that all right, so mushrooms. All I'm saying is mushrooms. They got a bad rap.
It ain't crack. Mushrooms not crack.
It ain't crack. It's a natural substance, and I'm telling you, that plant has a lot to offer.
Feels
Has a
great.
lot to offer psychologically. I'm telling
Okay.
you. But because think about this, lion's mane mushrooms. I take those every day. Lion's mane mushrooms is a supplement. It's a
I know.
nootropic. It's made to help you your brain synapses fire faster and help you. Know what I mean, your neurology. It helps with. I use it to help with the fog that comes over my brain from sleep deprivation because I don't sleep as much as I should. Sometimes I feel myself getting dumber because of a lack of sleep. So taking lion mushrooms and a couple other supplements help me regain my mental sharpness that I
Okay.
lose from lack of sleep. You know what I mean? The last thing I wanted to ask you before I get into this before I do the British sex segment, is Diddy. Any thoughts on Diddy and his whole situation with him?
He did that shit.
Oh my God, Diddy did it. She said
I
Diddy
think
did
he did.
it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. He didn't do all of it, but he did a lot of that shit.
Oh, damn,
He did a
Diddy.
lot of that stuff, and that's that.
Diddy did a lot of that stuff.
He did a
That's
lot of it.
I agree with that. To be
I
honest
don't
with
think
you,
he did all of it, but he
I
did a
agree with
lot of
that.
it.
I agree with that. That is an accurate assessment of the situation. You know, what I mean, I really feel like that's accurate.
Yeah.
I gotta go with that. You know what I mean? So Charles, are you there, Charles? Please come in, Charles. Oi, Charles here with the news and the headlines to keep you lot informed of what's going on in the world. You understand? Letting you know what's happening around the world and all that. You get me? So we have a couple of stories here coming up here. First story up here. We have, according to authorities in the Midwest, hundreds of people have had their homes damaged and destroyed following multiple tornadoes yesterday. Local media reports indicate that between 78 and 83 tornadoes were reported between the 5 states in the Midwest in a 24-hour period, mainly impacting those in Iowa and Nebraska. Despite the extensive damage, no um, fatalities were reported. Local hospitals said that there were roughly 20 people treated for injuries, but honestly, it wasn't really much. Although I will say there was several devastated neighborhoods and all that. You understand? And you saw that in the footage that happening. So yeah. Next story up here. Lawmakers in Tennessee have allowed a bill to the governor's desk that would fine parents up to $1,000 for a child's repeated criminal offenses. The Parental Accountability Act, crafted by Memphis area Republican Senator Brent Taylor, Republican, and John Gillespie, aims to enforce parental responsibility through financial penalties. Yeah, man. So if you're raising a little fucker that's doing nothing but causing terror on society, perhaps you should be able to pay for that as a parent who's done a bad job raising someone that's contributing to society. I love that. And that goes along with the other headline I had the other week, where the man who was the parents responsible for the man who shot up things in Michigan, those parents were also sentenced to jail as well, because you allowed your son, you bought him the gun 2 weeks before they happened, and you're responsible for your son's mental state going into school and all that. You understand? Next up, next story up here. TikTok has announced its intention to legally challenge a new US law that could result in the app's ban if the Chinese-owned parent company ByteDance does not divest its holding in the company. A TikTok spokesman said, quote, "This is an unconstitutional law, the TikTok ban, and we will challenge it in court. We believe that the facts in the law are clearly on our side. The fact is we are invested billions of dollars into keeping US data safe on our platform and free from the outsider influence and manipulation. This ban would devastate millions of people and 170 million people that are on there as Americans." So I do have to agree with his assessment of the situation for the most part. And as someone who's a content creator who understands to gain greatly from the traffic that I'm having on TikTok, I'm constantly gaining followers, getting views and all that there. I don't want to see it banned, to be honest. And I'd like to see some middle ground be met that I'm still able to grow my influence online without seeing a major platform and my categories I'm taking out. You know what I mean? So hopefully there's some agreement that's able to be met there. And last story, but certainly not least, China has warned that the United States, with its recent approval of aid to Taiwan, following President Biden's signing of a $95 billion foreign aid package that will increase tensions and lead to a dangerous situation in Taiwan. That's what the Chinese president is saying. I want the American public to understand, if you're at war with someone and you're shooting bullets at them, and America is buying the bullets that the people are shooting at you, and you're at war with America, you understand? I'm funding the war, you get me? So Ukraine is at all-out tank firing war with Russia, you understand? And we're funding Ukraine. So if essentially we're at war with Russia, you understand that? You understand that? Because we're funding the money that Russians are dying from. You understand? So, in my opinion, we're funding money to Taiwan, who's going to fight China. We're funding money to Russia, who's fighting. You understand? Fighting Russia, and we're funding money to Israel, who's fighting the Palestinians in the Middle East. So it's 3 or 4 different war fronts. You understand that we're funding a part of. So there's World War III on a platter. If you can't really see what's going on here, bruv. And that's why the Chinese president is calling the situation dangerous. That's an understatement, isn't it? More information on these headlines, feel free to do your own fucking research. And with that, back to you, Charlie. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you with the headlines, knowing what's going on in the world, man. Always keeping us informed. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So this is the brand building segment, where I normally give the guests a chance to talk about any business ventures that they may have going on, or any maybe a friend's business that they want to plug, or if they just want to plug their own social media because they have future endeavors they plan to get into. You know what I mean? But this is a segment where we talk about their challenges as an entrepreneurial force in this world. You know what I mean? So what would you like to say for the brand with the segment? Other than, of course, go follow, as you see on the social media here, Ranisha, follow underscore, you know what I mean?
I like to say if you're in the market to purchase a house, you want to talk about equity, you own a home and you just want to clear up some debts. I'm your girl. Reach out to me. I get an application done for you. We can talk about what your long term goals are as far as being an investor into real estate or being a first time homeowner. I have resources for you, so just reach out and let me know.
Yeah,
Even if you're someone who's just trying to financially get ahead of the game or just get an idea of what your credit profile looks like, or you as a person who what your financial backing looks like, I'm your person.
absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Make sure you go follow her, you know what I mean? And go click her link as well. That's where
Oh, you know, I also want to add customer service. This is something that everybody's been pushing me to do. Uh, Customer service. You have a business and you're trying to educate young Black entrepreneurs or young Black people on good customer service. I'm a customer service consultant.
mm, customer service consultant. That's a very good. That's something that black business needs a lot. You know
Oh,
what I mean? A whole
yes,
lot. A whole lot.
they need, they need customer service consultants.
Yeah.
Invest in your business.
100%. You know what I mean? I have someone else that majors in hospitality. They're a very good server,
Hmm.
and one of the things they wanted to do was get with black restaurants. They feel like when they go, there's a lot of black restaurants that the service level is a bit subpar. So they, as someone who's served at 5-star restaurants at a high
Hmm.
level, you know what I mean? They know a level of expectations that the millionaires or whatever they're
Yeah,
expecting when they go out to these, and they want to take this knowledge that they've gained in their career as a server at these high levels, and offer that to the black
yeah.
businesses to be able to elevate and train their staff so that they can offer the service
This
necessary.
person, I need to meet this person
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah. You know what I mean? To help elevate them in their services so that they're better able to. Because a lot of the times, I'm sorry to say that when you're dealing with black businesses, a lot of times in some category, they're like, so it's either in their social media sophistication, they're not a social media online present, or they don't have the technology together to be able to come at them from different, either order online or order in person, so their technology is behind, or their marketing and social media is behind in that, or the marketing is in that like what you were saying with the customer service. You know what I mean? Like with their point to point with customers, they have like maybe a little attitude, a little entitlement, or something, like some part of it be lacking. Or if it's not that, if they got those two down, then it's a presentation. It's in a dangerous part of Detroit. It look a little shady outside. You know what you know what I mean? Like it look a little sketchy pulling up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So um there's always some area you got to compromise in. We're dealing with what is supposed to be a little white business. So you get everything. You get the customer service. You get the easy online booking thing. You get the availability of where they're at. You know what I mean. You
Hmm.
get you get everything with some of these white businesses. You know what I mean. And I just want black businesses to run at that same caliber. You know what I mean.
Absolutely.
That's why when I run my podcast, I've been focused on closing the quality gap. You know what I mean? Like I see how the best podcasts, I see how they have their clips, I see how their thumbnails, I see the mics they use, the equipment they use. And before I want their results, I'm focused on closing the quality gap. You know what I mean? I want to push out quality that's just as good as them before I get the right to be mad. Where I feel like some businesses don't push to close that quality gap before they want to close the revenue gap, close the money that the runnership gap. You know what I mean? Like me right now. Listen, my thumbnails ain't where they supposed to be. This podcast that's filming right now on April 28th, if I'm gonna be completely 100, the chances of it coming out even next weekend with I got 2 or 3 podcasts in my laptop right now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put them out as much as I can, but I'm also working 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Like podcast is supposed to come out like realistically. This is a Sunday. It's just supposed to drop either today or Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like the clips are supposed to drop maybe like either Monday or like middle of the week type of shit. To like if it's the podcast running at that level. You know what I mean? So until I'm running at that level with that much efficiency, with that turnover rate, with that running like that, then how can I expect all of us? I like sure I still got 135,000, whatever. But the point is, you got to put in the work. Yeah, I mean, so I appreciate you giving the consultant services to let them know what work is necessary to give them a proper assessment of their
Yeah.
business and where it's at, and real steps they need to do to make the move forward. Because customer service matters, you know, especially on a small business level. You know what I mean? I think about that with every guest that I have, like every guest that I have. If I tag them in the post for the podcast, their experience, someone's going to see them on the clip and they're going to ask them about it. And they're going to go, well, how was it? How was the mics? How was the host? Well, how was the place? How was it?
Yeah.
Was it? You know what I'm saying? And if they don't have a good experience, they didn't have a good experience, then that's bad word of mouth. And word of mouth hurts businesses when it's at the lowest level. You know, you need that. You know what I mean? But if you're not focused on that customer service, if you're not treating every interaction like it matters, then you're gonna lose on that. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely go follow her and get the customer service consultant because you need it more than you think you do. You really need it more than you think you do. So with that, I'll move on to my bum ass brain. My brain over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be mindful of what you're saying.
I know. I gotta watch my words. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I always try to stay humble at the same time because I see so much opportunity to get a big head or to get cocky or to get, you know,
This is my first year. I'm gonna be not humble.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be not humble this year.
I'm trying to.
I'm
uh,
always humble. No,
Yeah,
I'm not humble this year.
yeah. I'm trying not to. I'm still working on that because
Pop your shit.
I'm very, very self-deprecating. You know what I mean? I'm very, because I've gone through too much time of humbling. Like whatever views I'm getting now, I started this podcast in 2021. It's 2024. 2021 through 2022, I got like 500 views. The whole year of 2022, I probably got like 3,000 views. The whole year. 2023, I maybe got like 50,000 views. The whole year. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like I've gone through so much humbling. You know what I mean? That's why they say most podcasts don't make it past episode 20, because what happens is this: that's called pod fade. Literally, if you Google pod fade, it'll say 80% of podcasts don't make it past. Because what happens is this: you spend money on the mic, you spend money on the studio time, you put in lots of effort, you put it together, then you edit it, you put it out, and what do you get? 0 views. You get 2 views. You get 1, and you get nothing after all that effort. And you got to sit alone in a room and go, am I gonna come back next week? I thought I was that nigga. The world said I'm not that nigga. Am I gonna come back? And then you come back next week and you do it all over again. And what happens? 5 views. You do it all over again. What happens? 4 views. You do it all over again. What happens? 10 views. You do it all over again. What happens? 7 views. Like so, you you putting in all of this work, all of this time from January 16th, no, July 16th, 2021. I've been paying $36 a month for the audio only version of this podcast every month, and then it goes up from the buying the equipment, the buying right now the social media, the thing that I'm about to show you the analytics on right now. This costs me $22 a month. This podcast membership I have in this building cost me $225 a month. The AI program cost me $400. The laptop was $1,300. The editing software for Final Cut Pro was $300. These cameras, so like there's so much money gone. How much money have I made off the podcast? Have I made $0? $0. $0. At the very least, I've had some views to show you this year, but I got $0. You know what I'm saying? Like so, and for someone to keep doing that, keep investing, to keep pushing in, a lot of people quit. A lot of people quit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they don't reach the levels. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'll show y'all my analytics. But this month has been a slow month. It's been a slow month. But let me tell you something. These next 3 days that's left in this month gonna do numbers. Because I can tell you right now, I guarantee you, just on Instagram right now, today, I got like 3,000-4,000 views just on Instagram today alone across my shit, just on Instagram alone. And they got the same clips dropping across all the other platforms. You know what I mean? So I know I'm gonna make up a good And these next right before April end, I'm gonna probably get another. I'm gonna say between 5 and 15,000 views. You know what I mean? Between right before the end of April. You know what I mean? So um, I'm not that worried, but I'm still gonna fall short of my goal. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So last month I did a good job, man. I did a good job so I'll tell you. So January, my goal was 37,000 views. That was the first month of this year. That was the year when I was trying to first implement the AI doing the editing thing. That was the first trying this media tool. First time trying. So I was like 30,000 views. If I could reach that, I'll be good. I ended January with 93,000 views, right? And I was like, oh, I'm lit. And then I came to February. I was like, all right, 93 in February. In January, my goal was to do 100,000 views in February. And I did 114,000 views in February. And I was like, all right, I'm lit. I'm doing this shit. All right. So March came along. My goal for March was another 100,000 views because YouTube cut me out. So YouTube, I went from 1 month. So February, I got 42,000 views on YouTube. And in March, I got 900 views on YouTube. But I still hit 150,000, 135,000. That was because Facebook came out of nowhere with 60,000 views that fucking month. You know what I mean? So, but still, I'm like, how do you go from 42,000 views on YouTube to 900 views on YouTube when you put out more clips the next month? So, to me, I'm still like, I don't understand what the fuck's going on. And then it happened to me with Facebook. I didn't see it coming. But this month, it happened with Facebook. So, where Facebook made up that shit before, now Facebook this month only gave me like 3,000 views. When it gave me 60,000, 50 something thousand views, like, look, I'll show you. I'll show you. I ain't even lying. Look, previous month. Yeah. So this is the previous month. Oh, come on, chill, dog. Stop making it hard. It is the previous month, right? This is March 1st through March 31st, and we could see uh Facebook came through with 59,000 views, combined with Instagram 32,000, Twitter's 20,000, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube down at fucking 83. Ridiculous. YouTube used to be at the top. YouTube gave me 40,000, 35,000. YouTube's canceled me for some reason. I'm gonna figure out what happened to YouTube later. You know what I mean? And then what happened was this month. So two things happened to me this month. Number one, Twitter, who's been a consistent Twitter, who's been a constant supporter of mine, a constant, like, they give me 20,000 here. Twitter's giving me like 20, 15, 16 every month. And for some reason, Twitter decided not to report anymore to this platform. So now 20,000 is gone out of my analytics. It's not counted anymore. Even though when I go to Twitter, I'm still getting the same views. I'm still getting the same thing, but it's just not counted anymore for some reason. It's weird. And then Facebook decided to crap out on me, go from 59,000 to 3,000. So this month has been slow. You know what I mean? Long story short, between Twitter completely erasing the 20,000 views and then Facebook going from 59,000 to like 3,000, here's what April has looked like. You know, what I mean? April's been slower. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna make a comeback. I'm gonna do more drone footage. I'm gonna do more street interviews. Even though I don't know. I'm gonna find the next event. I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But this month has been a little slower for sure. So I'm at 59,000 views this month, which is a far. See, look, Facebook's at 5,000. The shit gave me 59,000 views last month, and I'm releasing just as many clips, just as many clips. And there's even the street interviews ain't doing. They're doing good on Instagram, but not even doing good here. But then TikTok came with 25,000 emails, and so really, all in all, with the last couple of days left, I'm estimating I'm gonna end up like in the 60s, maybe 70,000 before April's over. You know what I mean? But all in all, man, it's been an up and down road. I'm still learning the social media game, and even with all of this up and down stuff, you know what I mean? I know um I'm still up. You know what I mean? I'm still up. You know what I mean? As far as like I don't know, the last 3 months, what's going to be January 27th to this one. Nah, I gotta start. The start date gotta be a little more crazy. Let me see. Um, yeah, let me start the start date. What's this? April still? April 28th. So yeah, that's what we have for the year. For the whole year, from January 1st. Oh shit. from January 1st to April 27th, we had 363,000 views for the year. You know what I mean? 88,000 on Facebook, 100,000 on Instagram. Shout out to Instagram, 77,000 on YouTube. You know what I mean? So, man, you're about to hit 100 grand in all three categories. Really, you keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, you know what I mean. So, I'm not mad at Charlie's TV. Like my goal, but by the time this year over, I'm gonna be able to say we a million views a year platform. You know, I'm making a million views. I'm gonna hit the. You know what I'm doing? I'm doing almost 100,000 a month. You know what I mean? I got to work out a couple kinks. I'm still going to invest in the platform. Summertime is coming. I'm gonna have outdoor pods, people smoking and drinking on the terrace upstairs. Like there's still way more ideas and shit going on. So y'all just stay tuned for the future of CharlieGtv, y'all. Ain't nothing but great things happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm just constantly
Toll evasion
and working towards. You know what I'm saying? Now I end every brand building segment with a written Wednesday. You know what I mean? Where I have like music that I had made, but you know something? I post so much content now with these clips that I need to get back on my written Wednesdays. I'll admit it. I need to get back on it because I haven't written bars to a song in like months. You know what I mean? So it's been a long time. You know what I mean? I've been doing them.
What you mean writing bars to a song?
Huh?
What you mean writing bars? You take a beat and just be writing?
Yeah, like right now I still do freestyle Fridays every week. You know what I mean? I freestyle off the top. Where, you know, so I don't gotta write it. It don't take no time. Just find the beats and spit, nigga, do your thing. You know what I mean? I do a good job at that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I used to do what I call written Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Where I would pick a beat. I did it every other Wednesday. I'll pick a beat, write some bars to it, do like a bullshit music video and put it out. You know what I mean? But I don't do that anymore because I just haven't had the time. You know what I mean? This shit, I'm never gonna find it over here. Let me see if I can go on SoundCloud because I'm never gonna. I post too many clips, bro. I post like dead ass hundreds of. I remember one month it told me I posted like 180 clips or some dumb shit like that in 1 month. I was like, dog, this is retarded. You know what I mean? My bad. So let me just find written Wednesday for you. I got you right now. Track. Come on, sucker. Come on. Give it to me. I got you. Anyway, make sure y'all, the brand will say, well, listen, make sure you buy real estate, invest, and never give up hope because a job stands for just over broke. You know what I mean? So keep pushing in this world if you want to make it. Is this the one I like? Yeah, this the one. This one right here. All right, so enjoy this Freestyle Friday, and I normally play drone footage over this, so they're not gonna see you or whatever. I normally play drone footage over this part, so enjoy the drone footage and enjoy my written Wednesday. It's one of my favorite ones too. Push it, man. Enjoy it.
Welcome to Written Wednesday. Let's get it. Brooklyn. Big body on me, I gotta trust it. Steady wins the race, I cannot rush it. Self-improvement's my favorite subject. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Big brain on me, I gotta trust it. Steady wins the race, I cannot rush it. Self-improvement's my favorite subject. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Bench pressing 225, happy I'm alive. So my flow like the rose, cause I always catch a vibe. Time to hit my two-step, beat dropping, I arrive. I'm just trying to get the people hands side to side. Cause I gotta represent, leading to a good end. If my name up in the shit, and I had too many goals, so I had to make a list, had to map the shit out, cause I'm done imagining. Step one, step two, till I'm dancing in this bitch. I'll be shining way too bright to say a nigga don't exist. One time for all the times fat boys wasn't picked. Want a bright future more than I could ever want a bitch. I just gotta manifest it, cause the spirit in me rich. 26 years and nothing, man, it's time to take it rich. So I set her to the table and I'm pushing on my chest. Can't lose with this hand, God gave me this. Big body on me, I gotta trust it. Steady wins the race, I cannot rush it. Self-improvement's my favorite subject. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Big brain on me, I gotta trust it. Big brain. Steady wins the race, I cannot rush it. Self-improvement's my favorite subject. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. 400 for the laptop, like fuck it. 150 for the interface, I'm touching. Came with a mic, but I still gotta up it mic. Arm and pop filter for the one I'm stuck with. Tripod 5 for the phone ring like busted. Internet fails all the time, I don't trust it. Bought a desk new, but I stripped the screw, and now I can't use configuration number 2. Guess God said pick a side or you gonna lose. Do not question how I'm stepping, you ain't living in my shoes. I remember bro asking me who really make the rules. Who? Every man make his own rules, up to you to choose, but that ain't cool, so let's not discuss it. Big heart in me, I gotta trust it. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Big body on me, I gotta trust it. Steady wins the race, I cannot rush it. Self-improvement, my favorite subject. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Big brain on me, I gotta trust it. Steady wins the race, I cannot rush it. Self-improvement's my favorite subject. Watch me build all this shit up from nothing. Charlie.
Oh my God. Yeah, I needed that brief permission. Shout out to old Charlie G, man. When did I release this? A year ago. Like a year ago. Damn, I need to get back in the studio, man. I need to get do my business again, man. But yeah. Just one last question before I get you up out of here, man. I appreciate you coming through and everything, man. I just got a couple last ones. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Time to piss you off. Hey, you got a drink ready? You got a drink ready? Hey, you got a drink ready? You ready?
Mhm.
I'm about to piss you off. You ready? Ready to get pissed off?
Come on.
You ready for it?
Come on.
I done handled the whole pod. I've been a good boy. I'm about to
Come
piss
on.
you off now. All right. So now, Shorty said this, and she just being honest. And honestly, I've said this to a couple men, and every man I've said this to has 100% agreed. And to me, as a guy that hasn't cheated yet, like I've never told a girl, I've never asked a girl to be my girlfriend. Set a date. This is our relationship. We started, and then after doing that, then cheated on her. I've never done that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So, um, but the biggest relationship, the biggest mistake, I'm sorry, I mean, that I've made in a relationship, in my personal opinion, is this shit that she's talking about here. Where you at? There you go. Yeah. The biggest mistake I ever made in a relationship, in my opinion, was crying in front of my ex.
Mm.
I should have never, and I never will again. Never will again.
Why? Because it just wasn't a safe space for you to cry.
Women aren't, no, men need to understand this. Don't matter what she say. Do not cry in front of your woman. Do not. I'm telling you, bro, don't do it. Now, with that being said, how do you feel about
Don't take his fucking advice.
it?
All right. I laugh at shit that's inappropriate. So as long as you know that I'm a safe space to cry in front of, but I'm definitely gonna laugh at you, you good.
What? You can't laugh at me while I'm crying.
I laugh at inappropriate shit.
Oh,
Very
my
inappropriate.
God.
Like I'm like the one at the funeral laughing. Like y'all crazy as hell. So I mean, okay, so I used to be a very big advocate for black men's mental health.
Yeah.
That was a big thing of mine because shit, honestly, at the end of the day, we really can't do nothing without each other.
Yeah.
For real. But I laugh at inappropriate shit. So I'm the type of person that I laugh at you like as long as you know that about me. And I'll tell your friend like I'm a person that's gonna laugh, but I'm definitely I self evaluate. While they got a song we say I do self evaluate. So, you know, I can change who I am. And for me, that means like self awareness, right? So I need my male partner to be able to be vulnerable in front of me, and that means that if you cry, that's cool. I'm not a fucking crier.
Yeah.
Me personally, as a woman, I'm not a crier.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to be with somebody that's crying every day.
I understand.
But if you got a time where you got to break down, like go ahead, because I done had my moments where I had to break down, and I need to know that it's safe for me to do it because
Oh yeah.
I don't like I mean, I don't really. I got a lot of niggas tendencies. I'm gonna just say that I got a lot of niggas tendencies. I know that about myself. I'm working on it.
Are you
But
saying you're masculine to some degree?
I don't think I'm masculine. I
You
think
have
that
masculine
like,
energy?
no, I don't think that either. Like I don't think that either. I just think that I know that like far as like what we would consider men thoughts or men mannerisms, like I
Yeah.
have like I'm not real emotional. I'm
Yeah.
not real like but with the right person I am. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like that? You feel like with the right person you would be?
1000%, yeah. Because I'm like that with my friends and my family. Like I'm surrounded by abundance of love. Like so, with them, I am like those safe places. I'm definitely like
Yeah.
that. But I'm also tough love. Like I done had, like people view you a certain type of way. They be like, I know you always gonna be all right, Ranisha, because you're just an always all right person. Like you always gonna be all right. And
Yeah.
like that's a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, damn, you ain't even want to check on me because you think I'm gonna always be all right.
You gotta check on your strong people. You know what I mean?
So, with men in particular, black men, they do need places where they can be safe. Like I ain't no motherfucking doormat, but definitely you can be safe here.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely ain't afraid to let you know. You a
Me,
hoe.
me, I, I never looked for. So I've learned to not look for sympathy. You know what I mean? Like in any, I've learned no one gives a fuck. I had to learn that a long, hard way. You know what I mean? But with men, learn that lesson a lot more than women. You see, because I say that because if you look at there are way more homeless women shelters than homeless men shelters. That's just a fact. Homeless women and men shelters, homeless women and children shelters, compared to homeless men shelters, not even a question.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
that's
So
just a
let's dissect
fact.
it down. It is a fact, but why? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a male dominated society. Can we agree on that?
I mean,
Can we agree on that
yeah,
one? It's a male dominated society, right? So a lot of things are put in place to benefit men at the end of the day.
but having less
When
women, having less homeless men shelters
I'm
wouldn't
about to dive into it. So at what year were women allowed to sign for their own homes?
probably in the 70s or the 80s.
I think it was the 80s.
80s, yeah, because I know they got credit cards in the
But they were
70s.
discriminated against, especially if you was a single woman with kids. You couldn't even sign for your own shit. So yeah, you see a problem, let's create a solution. Like, okay, women can't get houses, let's create shelters for them. That's where all that shit stem from.
That's a different
You know what I'm
perspective.
saying?
That's
Like,
interesting.
I'm just saying like
Yeah,
that, but that's the real part of it. Like, yeah, it's favorable for women because of this, because we were a
disenfranchised from
demographic.
getting your own homes
Yeah,
at the
so
time. That makes
we
sense.
couldn't do it. We couldn't sign. You gotta have a husband to sign a mortgage. You gotta have a husband to
What
do
I
this. You gotta have a husband to do that.
what I was trying to get at with that, and more anxious thing is like the value on. That's why there's a whole phrase for damsel in distress. Like there's a whole phrase for that.
Mm-hmm.
Damsel in distress. What does that mean? What does that mean? Right? There's no such phrase on the other side. Nigga that need help. There's no such phrase. The other side literally doesn't exist. But damsel in distress is like a thing. Right?
Men
So
can't do shit without women.
so what I'm
We know that.
huh?
Men can't do shit without women. We know that.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. Really, the opposite what I'm saying. All right, look, so you've never heard the. I personally, all right, so of course that you never heard. Me personally, as a man in America, I've never heard an athlete, a musician, a actor, a politician. I've never heard anybody talk about male suicide. Heard people talk about. I've seen NFL wear a bunch of pink every October for breast cancer awareness, but I've never heard anybody talk about male suicide. Male suicide. Forget male homelessness. No one gives a fuck about that. But the end result, niggas dying, right? Never heard of that. But I brought this up to point this out for a point. Like in the Western world, this is Google. So go argue with Google. In the Western world,
So Google.
males die by suicide 3 to 4 times more than often than females.
But we know that. I feel like we know that. I feel like that's a known thing. Like that's a known thing.
That's a
Like
known thing, but no one gives a fuck. That's my whole point. Is that how men can be killing themselves at 3, 4 times rate of females? And men can be having way less homeless shelters, and men can have way less sympathy for the general things they go through. And this, like, if you cry as a man, guess what? You're just a soft man. We couldn't make it through. You a bitch ass nigga. You ain't make it through. You just a soft. Good luck.
Could
You're
I
crying
say that?
now.
Could I say that?
You know,
Maybe that's just the people you're around. Because if I'm looking at it, if I'm looking at the situation, I'm looking at it like
But
that ain't the people I'm around.
But let me ask you a question though. When I said earlier that no one has ever advocated about male suicide, do you think that is wrong? I think that's incorrect. I'm sure some have.
For my day to day,
but have
it's
you
wrong.
have you who what celebrity can you point to, or what person with any sort of platform can you point to that has pointed
I'll speak for myself.
any action towards? I remember you said earlier you were an advocate for men's mental health or black men's mental health, and I appreciate that. But in general, men's mental health, it's not.
They also fucked up shit. On some for real, like y'all need. They don't even know they dealing with it. Like for real, like they don't even know they dealing with it. Like a lot of them, like they'll ignore it. Like what's your? I mean, being a person, being a person first, and like talking to people and really just understanding that everybody is, going through whatever that they're going through or experience what they experience, and a lot of them will deny that they are battling something. Like if I listen to men, I'll be like, "What's your thoughts on therapy? Or what's your thoughts on this?" And they'll say, "Oh, I just think that if you talk to yourself long enough, you can get through it." Or, "I'm never going to therapy." And it's like I've literally told men like I've had
That first one, I don't all the way disagree with,
what if you talk to yourself good enough, you can figure it out.
because a lot of times men give themselves the right answer. They convince themselves out of the right answer they give themselves.
You trust yourself that much?
Me, I do. I gotta trust myself to. Well, the problem is I told someone else to somebody else, and he's a good guy, but he doesn't see how. Because I had to learn this phrase, and I'm still learning everything about learning where to apply this phrase. And this phrase is like one of the biggest challenges to me for real. But it says, "Don't be a nice guy, be a great man."
Mm-hmm.
Where sometimes the guys want to be a nice guy in a situation, or like not be confrontational, or just like
People.
or be a people pleaser, or like you think you know what you need to do, but what you need to do affects people this way. So because they get affected that way, you don't do what you need to do. You do what'll make them happy, and in the end, you rob yourself from being a great man to be a nice guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which in the end hurts you overall as a man. It doesn't do you well. You know what I mean? So I've been learning that more and more to be a great man over being a nice guy. You know what I mean? So, um, but that's not easy to do. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, specifically with the male suicide rate. But do you know now? I want to bring this up because I want to see if it's still true. I'm asking Google because people have ideas in their head. You know what I mean, but you got to ask Google. Uh,
I don't. I mean,
I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure it out. I want to see because there we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. So women have more suicide attempts than men.
Mhm.
Women are more likely to engage in self harm than men, as far as like that whole cutting themselves thing or like whatever. That's like women. Women do that stuff, and in my opinion, it's because that's a cry for help. Like women do that cutting thing, or like they'll commit suicide in a way that's not successful, or some other thing where like
all of it's a crap for help.
it's a cry for help. Whereas in like when men, so the thing is like it bugged me out when I first saw the statistic. It really blew my mind because I'm
Mhm.
like, so women have more suicide attempts than men. Women have more suicide attempts than men, but men kill themselves 3 to 4 times the rate of women. What are you saying? So women, so understand that.
I got a couple things I gotta
fully
say.
understand that.
One, niggas are dumb.
No, niggas.
When I say dumb, because like even you gotta think like when we doing these research,
Because
and
we did the job right. We done because we
no,
did the job right.
if we're saying there is suicide attempts, how many of them was probably just doing some ignorant shit, like doing some natural nature shit?
No, women have more suicide attempts.
No. What I'm saying is men who killing themselves. When we say it's suicide, it's like it probably wasn't intentional. It probably wasn't. They probably was just doing some shit, fill up some shit. Like it could. I'm willing to bet that half of them studies are based on men white men who out here in nature doing some bullshit on a dirt bike doing some bullshit.
You know what it is for real? Because this is something that I got from a female that I couldn't have even made up in my wildest imaginations. I could not have made this up. The way in which men and women commit suicide are different. You see, I asked a woman this one time, and she was someone who had tried to commit suicide before, and she tried to do it with pills. And I asked her what was going through Mama Pit, and she said, and I can't make this up because I'll never forget it in my entire life. She said she took pills because she knew it wouldn't hurt her, like her physical appearance. She said she was worried about. She said she was worried about how she would look after she died. She said she wanted to pick a method of suicide that wouldn't make her look ugly. See, men will jump off a fucking building, we'll blow our brains out. Women don't want to look ugly after they die. Some women are still worried about how they look in the casket. I literally could not have made this up. I couldn't have come up with that myself. You're about to kill yourself, dog, and you're thinking about how you gonna look in the casket. I couldn't even think that those two thoughts would be in the same head at the same
Have
time.
you ever thought about how your funeral is gonna be?
Yeah, but I'm not suicidal. I'm thinking about it after working hard, dying of natural causes, cancer or some shit, and then I fall out or assassination or something. Not me killing myself, but how could I look good while killing myself? Like, no, no,
That goes back to the
no.
pressure of women having
That's
to look good. Like,
crazy. But
it,
that's
that,
crazy.
I would.
I couldn't have made that up. I couldn't have made that up.
That's insane.
I couldn't have made that up, bro.
That's insane.
Like men
That's
not thinking
insane.
about that. Men is off. If we done, we done. We done. And we're not doing it for a cry for help because we know no one gives a fuck. That's the thing. Men are way less likely to do things for a cry for help. Men don't. We know no one gives a fuck. The
That's not
value
true.
on female tears
That's not
versus the
true.
value on male
That's
tears
not
are
true.
two different things. You
That's
know,
not.
they did this experiment.
Men cry way more than
I'll
women.
do I'll do
Let's
this.
be real.
I'll do this
Like,
experiment.
They cry way more than
We
women.
could do this experiment in real life. I want to see how it works. I've seen it on
We
YouTube
don't
before.
gotta do it in real life because men cry. Men,
You know
men
what they do?
They're not just public about it, but they absolutely
How about this?
cry
So-
more than women.
Tell me this social experiment I've seen done. Tell me what you think would happen. You got two different scenarios, right? You got a woman arguing with a man, getting mad at the man, smacking the man, hitting the man, right? You got a generally crowded, generally populated sidewalk when this is happening. And you're filming this. The woman's the aggressor hitting the man. I've seen it done before, and no one in the crowd gives a fuck about the woman hitting the man. No one gives a shit. You don't have to guess what happens on the other fucking side of the spectrum. Let a man be arguing with a woman. A man hit. No question. Someone stepping. No question. No one gives a fuck about the man. Shit sounds good. Do the experiment in your hometown. Film a woman arguing with a man, the man not being the aggressor, the man getting slapped and beaten, and see how many people step in for the man. See how many. Then wait a week or two and do the same thing for the woman. See how many people step in for the man slapping a woman in the public. And then come tell me that it's the same. Come on, son. We all know it's that's like I said, that's like when people say that sometimes women pay for the first date. All right. Sometimes women do pay for the first date. They do, but is there a second one? Like that's all I got to say. Is there a second one? No. Is there a second date after she had to pay for the first date? Like, fuck out of here, dog. She might pay for the first date. I mean, she might pay for the date on the eighth date. She not, come on, son. That's all I'm saying. You know, men getting beaten in public, women getting beaten in public. If you want to pretend like just as many people jump into the man's defense, you could pretend that that's the case, but that's not the case.
Okay, so yes, they do. This is why I said what I said earlier.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Like,
and watch no one give a fuck.
It depends on what subject we're talking about.
We're talking about a woman slapping a man in public.
Okay, you might jump to the woman's defense, but what I'm saying is you have other areas where they absolutely jump to the man's defense, like they do.
Like in
it's just do, and it'd be like whole shop, like
not divorce, not domestic violence, not financial things. So in what instance do they step to the man's defense over the woman?
All the time. I'm sorry, they do it all the time.
I couldn't think of one.
Everything that you feel, I feel like you just named.
In divorce, men get raped. 95% of alimony payments are paid by men.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, let's be real here. Like,
so
let's break it down. Let's break it down. You can't be surface level.
So women get more degrees, earn more money, but men still have to pay more because. Yeah, real slow for our men. So how about this, right? So when you look at statistically, right, with family court, right? So statistically speaking, if you're going purely no feelings, all facts, men that are single fathers, as in men that have full custody of their kids, versus single mothers.
They get child support. I got a client right now.
Versus
I got a client right now that's like, I get $530 in child support. Make sure you include it. I'm too proud.
I'm not.
pissing me off.
Yeah. He happy because he like one of the only niggas.
He like, yeah, I was on the lower end of the income.
Yeah.
I get paid.
He happy as fuck because no nigga he know could tell that story. Anyway, he happy as fuck. I know it, but the point is that like statistically speaking, all the criminals, the worst people, they all came out of single mother households. If you're looking at child outcome with college degrees, lack of criminal record, overall child trajectory outcome, you're looking at the three scenarios: single father, two-parent household, and single mother. Which categories have the highest percentage of kids coming out with college degrees, no criminal records, members of society that are contributing good shit, right? The fact is this: single mothers is in third place without no shaking in my voice, no lying on the numbers, no. There are some percentages where men outdo dual parent households, dog.
Mhm.
So the single father versus the single mother, it's literally not a question for real, statistically. But according to custody court, the mother got to be a damn near crackhead for the father to get custody of the kid. You know what I mean? But statistically, as which one has better turnouts for the kid and for society, single fathers be winning that shit. And you can go look that up and come fact check me. Go look it up. Go look it up. I swear that's the fucking truth. What you got to say about that? Single fathers, they instill the what it takes to survive. They don't cater to the feelings. Maybe you will be different as a single mother. Because I can tell by your temperament, maybe you would do
I'm more militant.
Yeah. You will be more because we are the disciplinarians for the most part. Your mothers are nice. We tell you what we make sure the rubber meet the road
I don't know
for the
about
most.
that
We're supposed to
either,
be the
because
disciplinarians.
it's a lot of families that I know for real, that like the father, at the end of the day, like fathers do for sure. Like, I mean, like I got a nephew, he only one, and like if I say something to him, as opposed to a male counterpart, like he straighten up, like he be quick to be like straight. But when I do it, because he used to being around us all the time, he'd be like, I'm gonna play with her a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think children in general, like whatever parent is not as present, whichever figure is not as present, they have a little bit more respect for it because they yearning for that relationship, period. So they get in line a little bit more. Or let me act a little bit better. Maybe they'll do this. I think that's natural.
Well, why does it saying? Because I always want to. I agree with that. I agree that's true. That you can want the. That's not an incorrect premise. Let me start by saying that. I agree with that. Obviously, you want the person that's there less. I can
Absolutely,
understand that.
1000%.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I understand the thought process that leads to that. You know what I mean? But they also say that they're saying father knows best agrees for a reason. You know what I mean? And many people feel like they're doing a better. They come out better coming to men for advice than women for advice. You know what I mean?
I think that you come out better with people who are knowledgeable.
That too, because you're not a dumb, ignorant man. That exists too. You know what I mean? Because there was a other thing I was watching. I was talking about male intelligence versus female intelligence. There was like how it was showing a curve of it. Like
Mhm.
the curve was different. The curve was different. So it was like women had more of a concentration of intelligence in the middle, as far as like being smarter on average. You know, like there's less really dumb women. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where like men operate in the extremes, like we do in real life. Like we're hunting, we're going to wars, we operate in the extremes, but psychologically we do too. So the curve for men was like lower, like flatter but more spread out. So it said like women were more in the middle. So what it said was like the average woman, on average, is probably smarter than the average man, but the level of dumbness that a man reaches and the level of intelligence that a man reaches are often great. Like for example, the like there's dumb men, really dumb men, surprisingly dumb.
As fuck.
There are women that are, I mean, there are men that are dumb than
As
any
fuck.
woman will ever walk around being.
As
You know
fuck.
what I mean? There's men that are
As fuck.
men can reach a level of dumb that like women will don't really occupy that level. We're not that dumb. Like women, we're not. I'm not a woman. I said women ain't that dumb, but
Yeah.
men can be dumb as fuck.
Yes.
But men can also be Einstein and fucking
Yes.
Hawkins. You know what I mean? Like, whereas like
I'm not gonna say there's not a female Einstein. I'm sure there is, but like for real, dog. Like we see like the Stephen Hawkins, the Einsteins, those type. They generally tend to be a certain gender. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Of the many inventions, I'm just saying, and that's why I said the top 10. I said it before about the top 10 richest men are all men that built it. The top 10 richest women are all divorcees. You know what I mean? So the top 10 richest women are from half of what a great man did. That's why but the top richest men are just, you know, fucking ridiculously obsessed men or intelligent men or just driven men. You know what I mean? And really, even when you look at
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, in today's society, even with the difference, like men, because it's not crazy to say, all right, so if men are stronger than women, if you're gonna deny that, you can deny that if you want to. You're retarded.
Physically.
Men are physically stronger than women, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I was trying to explain to my manager. My manager used to get mad at me doing push-ups, right? But I'm trying to explain to him that when I first got this job, I could only do 10 push-ups. Now I could do 50 push-ups in a row.
Period.
50 push-ups in a row I could do now.
Period.
Now you trying to do 50 push-ups in a row, you would fizzle out at 20, 30 push-ups.
Who, me?
No, him trying to do 50
Oh, I
push-ups in a row.
I smoke your ass in here.
I don't know why you're playing like that, but look,
I smoke you.
I'm talking 50 all
I
the way.
smoke you right now.
She playing games.
I smoke this man on 50 push-ups right now.
She ain't got enough
Let me tell you
muscles to
something.
do
Let
it.
me tell you
She got-
something. I got
I'm telling
listen.
you, I'll
Let me
do
tell
it
you. Let me
right
tell you
now.
how good I am. I had people bet me. I bet you she can do more of her push-ups than you. I'm betting $300. I bet you she can do more push-ups.
So you could do. Honestly, if it was
I'm
a
in the
competition,
gym.
I could probably do 60
I'm in the gym.
if I had to in competition.
I'm in the
Straight
gym.
60
I'm in the
straight,
gym.
all the way down, all the way up.
I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym.
You slim, but I don't
It
know.
ain't even about.
60
I'm in the gym.
push-ups.
I actually lost about 30 pounds. I'm in the gym.
I
I'm
know
in the gym
guys
like
your
that.
size that can't do 30 push-ups, can't do them.
Guys,
Yeah,
I mean that's because they probably ain't in the gym. I'm in the gym and I live real weight. I
That's
live real weight.
that's crazy.
I low key thought about bodybuilding for a while. I thought about being for real. I thought about being bodybuilder for a while.
That's crazy. But I was just saying to say, like, men have more muscles, right? So the energy that it would take my manager to push out 30 push-ups, I have more. I could do 50 push-ups and not even be as exhausted as him because I have more muscle. I can output more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So men are stronger. They can run farther. They can jump higher.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that men work harder shouldn't be that crazy because, like,
It is crazy.
men have the ability. If I can run further, if I can lift more, if I can stay up longer, if I can, because the push and motivation at it. That's like when they call meatheads or people that lift a lot of weights meatheads. It's like you're discounting the amount of drive and dedication it takes to. You're making it seem like it's not. There's no intelligence involved.
So are we talking about type of work? Because I'm a woman, right? I'm a woman, right? And I work in a industry that I work in.
Yeah,
I'm the only black woman in my building.
I respect that.
And it's probably only 3 women in the building. I'm the only one that worked 3 hours later. I'm the first one there. So I'm out working everybody.
But you gotta know that's not common, especially amongst your side of the gender.
I mean, I feel you. I understand you
Because
saying
I
that.
got the statistic. Because like I said, men working.
Okay, that's cool. Okay,
I
don't see this type
See,
of shit. This type of shit, I don't go for. I don't go
argue
for
with Google. You want to argue
Look,
with
I'm
Google?
not.
You can
Yeah,
argue with Google.
I don't argue with Google because this is Google statistic based on a big class
This
of
is
people.
just 2023.
Let me go about my people.
Yeah, I
like I'm
understand.
around boss ass women.
Yeah.
I'm around bossed up ass women, so I don't know. Like I'm around women who work them hours. Like we work in HR, we work in event planning, we work in what you know what I'm saying? I got high class women that work in these big places that do these big jobs that make this great money.
Yeah.
That are engineers. I'm around women who are engineers.
Yeah.
So for me, it'd be like, I don't know that life. Like I speak specifically around the people that I'm around because that's my everyday. This ain't my everyday because I ain't around these people. My everyday is these women that get up and get to it. So I don't know, and that's what I speak from. Because like I said, they get up and get to it. They working, they putting hours in, and they got whole families. So I can't say nothing.
I didn't even know that part. I was looking at so honestly, I read this whole statistic. I didn't see the second part. I was researching it for the men, but let me just read this whole statistic for the part. You know what I mean? It said men work an average of 40.5 hours per week compared to women who work an average of 36.6 hours per week. Black or African Americans work an average of 38.8 hours per week, the most of any race or ethnicity in America. That's what Google says. That's what Google says. I thought for
Fuck
sure the
Google.
Asians and the Mexicans was out doing this. I'm pretty sure that they must be. You know
Right,
what I
it's
mean?
undocumented.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She said it's already
I'm sorry.
She probably not all the way wrong. She's not wrong though.
I'm
That
sorry.
shit funny as hell. But like, all right, so when I had said at one point that women are a victim of their success, that's only a
I
perspective.
knew you said that
It
shit.
only matters like depends on the woman's end goal, right?
Yeah.
If a woman doesn't care to be married or have a man by her side, then she is free from this end goal. You know
1000%.
what I mean? But the thing is, women's success and men's success work differently. Like for
Mhm.
example, a woman can't fight. I don't think she could. She could try to, but women often can't fight their natural evolution for what's it called hypergamy. That's what it's called,
Say it again.
hypergamy. So what that means is that like a woman wants, if a man's supposed to be a leader, as we say, right, then that means why would your leader not be your superior, right? Why would you want to have someone to lead you that's not superior to you, right? So a woman naturally seeks someone who's smarter than her, taller than her, makes more money than her, is older than her, more experienced than her, and is better in almost every single category. That way, he is worthy of the leadership position that she subconsciously wants him to take in her life. You know what I mean? So she is seeking her superior in almost every category possible. You know what I mean? So that being said, as a woman rises in monetary success, as she makes more money, as she rises in her own level, her dating pool shrinks because the amount of the percentage of men that she would find as an actual suitable mate shrinks because he has to make more money than her. Whereas a man, see, a woman makes money and says, I don't need a man. A man makes money and says, now I can take care of a woman in my family. You know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, you know what I mean? That's why there's more housewives and house husbands. You know what I mean? A woman is fully capable of providing for a man, but is she fully capable of not resenting him for having to take that role after a certain point? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So when I say that, I mean like, all right, like a guy will date a woman that a guy doesn't require the woman to make as much money as him at all. That's not a requirement for the guy. Whereas a woman definitely fucking wants that. No questions that she can say what she wants. She would like you to make either as much money as her or more. Otherwise, what? This is funny quote that goes around where it'd be like a girl don't want to go half on bills with a guy, but she'll go whole on the bills by herself. She'll go whole on the bills by herself, but she don't want to go half on the bills with a nigga. Should be funny.
Man, it's so much to just wrap around shit like this. It's like, that's why I stay up out of this shit. Like I stay up out of because it's a lot of shit I'm willing to do for the person that I love. That's me.
Yeah.
But as far as like I've always knew like mentally I might make more than whoever I deal with. Like that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my grind. I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna date this person because they don't make more than me. I don't care. Like I don't care about that. I care. That's why I said like I can't. I don't know. I can talk about it for me. Like even with women I'm around, like I mean I've seen someone be like I ain't dating no nigga that got a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I ain't dating no nigga that got a 9 to 5 because he ain't making the type of money I want to see. Or I done seen women that be
which
like,
is retarded.
yeah, I done seen women that be like, you know what I'm saying? Like men who are on a 9 to 5, that's corporate America, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they making the money. And for me personally, it's like I ain't loved too many people in my life. And the men that I have loved, like, I can say they probably was more financially smarter than me, but not as far as bag wise, like being able to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I take the risk.
Yeah.
And I think you just gotta have that balance. It's not necessarily he gotta make more money than me because he can make more money and still be trash. This man out here that's making $300K a year ain't got shit to show for it. They can't balance it. Can't balance their checkbook at all.
Yeah.
So it's really like I said at the end of the day, like I mean you can have that my ideas of what the world putting out here, what society putting out here. Like I need my nigga to make more money than me.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Or you can be Tabitha Brown, like, yeah, I retired my husband. Bitch, bossy. You know what I'm saying? I want to go gift for gift with my. I type of woman. I want to go gift for gift. I want to be able to do just as much good shit for you as you can do for me.
Man.
So I'm around women that's like that. Like I want to be able to do just as much for him as he can do for me. So for me, it's like, what type of people y'all around? That's when people say stuff like that. I even got a cousin that we was in a group chat one time, and she was just like, they was talking about who should pay bills and this and that, and I was just like, they had just graduated college. I said, why would you want somebody that just graduated college with you pay all your bills? How's that fair? For him to take care of everything. Y'all both just graduated. He's struggling too. Why would I want my nigga to struggle? Why do I want the man that I'm supposed to be in love with, that I like? You take care of the shit that you love. I don't care if you're a man or you woman. If I love it, I take care of it. Point blank, period. So it ain't about he a man, he's supposed to do this. Nah, I ain't fucking with no bum. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
You got to get up and get to it.
Yeah.
You can't sit at home. Be a stay at home.
Sit around playing 2K for fucking hours while you.
I'll tell you this. I was dating somebody and I went to go do an air traffic controller program, and I knew he wanted to go to school for. I can't believe I'm saying this. I knew he wanted to go to school for physical therapy. I said, this job is guaranteeing me $165K a year. Take off and go to school.
Yeah.
I got it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's something you do for the people that you love. That ain't me saying like you get to stay at home for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
but go do
the shit you want to do. So it's all about, because shit can change in a heartbeat. Like shit can really change with you and the people that you love. Like, why would you? I mean, depending on the type of nigga you is, like, why would you marry the bitch that ain't got nothing to bring to the table? I got 6 brothers. I'm always telling, like, get with somebody that got some shit to lose.
Yeah.
Because they ain't got nothing to lose. They take everything from you.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. But that's probably what I was trying to get married with, a prenup. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to have a prenup when I get married, dog.
But even with the prenup, the prenup protect what you come in with, not what you gain while you there.
Well, look, if it just protects,
it protects what you come in with, not what you gain.
Nah, I needed to protect. Like, for example, right? Hypothetically, if I got married next week, I would want my prenup to be like, listen, whatever Good and Ready Productions and CharlieGtv, whatever those entities turn into needs to be over there somewhere. You know what I mean?
I want to fuck with niggas that's gonna make sure I'm straight regardless.
Now look.
Even after I divorce them, they gonna make sure I'm good.
100%.
And them the type of men I attract low key. I ain't gonna lie.
100%. See, I've gone over this thing in my head, and I've argued with a couple women about it. So I've argued with a couple women about it to revise my plan to a degree, right? Because the sell on the modern housewife is really hard today. To get a modern woman in 2024 to be a housewife, very hard sell
very
today.
Hard.
Very
it's
hard
not
sell
attractive.
today.
Not attractive at
all. It's not attractive as so much as that fear. Women operate in fear a lot of times, so the fear will stop them from accepting that situation. So you have to have things in place to guard them against that fear. Like, for example, if a divorce. Now, just because you have a prenup doesn't mean you shouldn't have things in there or build things in there so that she is good after divorce. See, but to me, it's like Jeff Bezos' wife getting like almost 100, like whatever, $50 billion.
She put the time in. That's why she got it.
Whatever, $50 billion, 50 whatever billions of dollars, billions.
She earned it.
You can spend the rest of your life spending $100,000 a month and probably only need you don't need billions for me to feel like I took care of you the rest of your life. No, you got so much money that you good for the rest of that, and then you giving it away, starting a whole foundation. No. Take $1 billion and you be good. You the individual, go sit down somewhere in an island for the rest of your life and not work forever. That should be good enough.
He didn't have to divorce her.
Huh?
He didn't have to divorce her.
Well, who's to say that he started it? Because I find it hard to believe that a guy wakes up and you know what?
Men don't never leave. Like they say, niggas never leave.
I don't want to put the other statistics, but I'll pull it up to you. It'll tell you that 70 to 80, and amongst black women, it's 80%.
They'll never leave unless they Charles from Why Did I Get Married?
80% of divorces are initiated by women.
And you gotta, you know how much of a brave bitch you gotta be to divorce her husband. You gotta know how to, at a breaking point, you gotta be to say, I'm gonna go divorce.
Not very high, because apparently it's 80% of the women divorce, and the divorce rate is at like 55-60% or some shit like that.
Let's look at the psychology of women. Like, women lead a relationship emotionally before they actually leave. So you got to think how long they sit there and ponder that thought.
Women are
before
way
they
more
actually decide.
emotionally driven, period. And emotions
I
are
can't
like
even say that.
more
This shit don't make sense no
volatile.
more.
What do you mean?
And I can't even say it's emotionally driven. Like, it just don't make sense no more. It's just like, okay, like, I ain't doing this based off emotions. It just don't make sense no more. Like, I'm in love with somebody that ain't here, that ain't present. A lot of husbands ain't present. Like, even when like your little comment you made about single moms, I'm like, shit, it's a lot of married women who's single, raising their kids, and I see it every day. I've seen so many women that divorced during the pandemic that was just like, they be thankful as fuck that they got 3 days with their kids and 4 days with the daddy because they finally get a fucking break. When they was married, they never got a break. So yeah, it'd be like, and I ain't gonna lie, because my generation of men I see coming up, they are more present fathers.
Oh
So,
yeah, way more. My generation of men, I feel like they're way more present than the previous generation that we had.
But I'm just saying, like, those moms was at home taking care of their men, their husbands, and raising kids by themselves, even though they had a partner. It don't look attractive to me.
No, it don't. It don't. But honestly, as a psychological, that's why I say a lot of women, if they pushing too hard, like you want to I want to step off the battlefield at some point. You know what I mean? Like
Every day.
I go to one job, I'm fighting my shit there. I go to the other job, I'm fighting there. I'm doing this shit. I'm fighting the algorithms. I'm fighting everything online. You know what I mean? When I come home, I don't want to fight. You know what I mean?
I understand.
I want to relax. I want to chill. I want shit to be, you know what I mean? Because as soon as I step out that door, it's a fucking battle. You know what I mean? Every day is a fucking battle. You know what I mean? So when I come home, I want to fucking relax. You know what I mean? I don't want to be neck and neck with my woman. I don't want to be feeling it. I want to chill, dog. I want to relax. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that safe space, that relaxing space, be harder to come by today. You know what I mean? But here's what else I say. Yeah, damn, I forgot I had it. I killed the game. All right. So yeah, I'll leave that. I guess we kind of hit that. All right. So, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Invest the money.
Invest the money.
Invest the money.
Invest the money more.
Invest the money. Be greedy.
Be greedy.
Be greedy.
Be greedy and invest the money.
Yes.
You spend the money on what when you were 20?
Family.
Family. So you say you invest more than spend the money on family.
I took care of a lot of family.
I see.
I was a 21-year-old, year 2012, making 80,000 take home. Great money.
I'll be honest. That's one of the reasons why I'm like I love my mom, but like my mother has 2 kids, me and my little sister was born at 16. But taking care of her mom, taking care of her stepfather, taking care of this uncle, this person, this person, this person. Everyone needs my mom so much that when I feel guilty asking my mom for any fucking thing because everyone else is fucking bothering my mom.
That's how I feel.
You know what I mean? And it's not to me. It's not fair. And it's like I love my mom enough. It's one of the reasons why I don't really like the records. Like I see how you all have been using my mom all these fucking years. You know what I mean? And I love my mother enough, and I can stand up. I'm gonna move on anyway. But I don't need nothing from any of you. So because of that, I can tell all of you that I don't appreciate how y'all use my mom all these years. I really truly don't appreciate it. And I think my mother was smart enough and ambitious enough that she didn't have to fucking deal with you people. She could have gotten way further as an individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I resent the squandering of her potential due to her big heart taking care of you fucks. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. And it makes me maybe not a good person. Whatever. I don't care.
I got 6 brothers. And
You know what I mean?
Mentally, like, we argue and I'll be like, your IQ too low. I'm not arguing with you, nigga. Like this. And I don't mean it to be disrespectful because I love my brothers every day of the week. I'll do anything for them. But, you know, they like, I tell them, like, it's certain things I don't do because I know I don't got a village that's don't come get me. Like, I'm not gonna put myself in a position where I might end up with jail time. You come from a family that's poverty stricken. Why would you put yourself in that position? We can't come get you.
Exactly.
Be real.
Yeah.
And you know, they be looking at me crazy because I be like, I say these things. I'm like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm keeping it real with you. Like, you don't come from a family that got it like this to be saying I'm gonna risk my life over a $500 fraudulent ass check. Talk to me when it's about, you know, 25 million. And then I'll be like, yeah, I got enough money to get the fuck up out of here too.
Exactly.
And they be looking at me crazy. I'm just telling you, I'm not putting myself on the line when I gotta rely on the family that I have that can't come
That
get
can't
me.
you can't rely on.
They can't come get me.
Exactly.
Yeah, like be real.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You don't got no safety net. You know
They
what I'm
can't come
saying?
get
They're
you.
not about to come. I'm the safety net for these bum ass
You
niggas.
feel
You know
me?
what I mean?
Yeah. So
When you the safety net, you know what I mean.
So I completely understand. And like my parents, you would think 'cause my dad grew up private school. He grew up private school. Dad bought him his first house.
Sound good.
Yeah. Ain't teach me shit.
That's like my stepfather. Like,
He a cool nigga. He ain't
yeah,
a daddy. He a cool nigga though. I love him though. I
but
love him every day.
he didn't get it himself. So because he didn't get it himself, he didn't earn the knowledge that you get from getting it yourself. And you
Shit,
have
he
the
probably
things
just
to
ain't
give it
have a
to you.
nigga teach him how to be a daddy at the end of the day. But he cool. We cool as fuck. We tight. We straight. Like I know. I love what I love from him. Like I said, like
But this, yeah,
I grew up. I appreciate it because it made me who I am. But I understand the situation.
but there's a difference between, I noticed we gave it the prince who inherits the kingdom and the king who had to fight for it in the first place.
Yeah,
There's a
most
big
definitely.
difference. Big
Big
difference.
difference.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm fighting for the kingdom. Ain't no one coming to give me no bag, no nothing, no nothing. You know what I mean? So when I see somebody older than me who was given $50,000 on his lap because somebody died, and I've seen it go as almost a 50-year-old man, you let $50,000 go into nothing. You know what I mean? And got pretty much nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? And how you got a college degree and be married to a woman without a college degree and have never earned more than her your whole life. And now you got a stepson that's here turning 30 with no college degree who's now earned more money than you when you had a college degree. So what the fuck you got?
You know, Charlie, so at some point, like I take applications every day. I talk to people. I be like, I run through a full application so I
Yeah.
can get them approved. And at some point in the application, I say, hey, is someone gonna give you some money to help purchase your home? Yeah, my granddad's gonna give me $300,000 to purchase my home.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be on that bitch. Y'all trying to adopt a kid?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Like, you know what I'm
God
saying? Like,
damn. I'm
real.
about to
Like,
use my 401k loan next year for the little money for
you
that.
know what I'm
Combine
saying?
with my
Like,
tax return because a family member coming to help me? That ain't happening.
it don't happen, but it's the amazing fucking thing when I hear people say, like, yeah, my grandparents are gonna give us $250,000 to purchase our new house. And it's like they understand it, but at the same time, like we trigger all that back and be like, these the same motherfuckers that beat my ancestors' ass
Exactly.
to come up.
Exactly.
So
Terrible. I hope you live. I wish you a very long life. You know what I mean? I hope you get to be 70, 80, 90 years old.
I'm living to 100.
Yeah, 100 years,
I'm
120,
only 30%
right?
of that.
Right? So one day you're going to look back, hopefully, and you're going to be like, I was talking my shit in 4K on a podcast. You know what I mean? So what is the message you have for your older, for 75, 80-year-old Ranisha looking back?
75-year-old me, I'm definitely going to say, like, I hope you enjoying the roses. I hope you bag the nigga that you wanted to bag. Gave him some babies. And that y'all locked in and y'all really built something.
I respect that. I
Mad
love
wild.
that. You know what I mean? I thank you very much for coming on tonight. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, there's a lot of places your ears could be. I'm honored they chose to be with me. When in doubt, use calm honesty to express your vision. And most of all, thanks for listening.